Morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. We would like to start by reciting a national anthem as our president has walked in. Please, can we all be on our feet as we take the national anthem?
Try and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Thy children's old and proud, serve our sovereign fatherland.
Thank you. Distinguished ladies, I would like to welcome you once again to the 2025 annual Symposium of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Women Group, themed Women Entrepreneurs Breaking Barriers and Expanding Frontiers. I think everyone here deserves a round of applause for themselves for being present and also for shaping policies in your respective industries. I can see some people are not clapping for themselves. It's for yourself. I mean, celebrate yourself for being part of the women shaping how the policy of Nigeria contributing to the economy in one way or the other. I think you deserve another round of applause for yourself. All right. Would like to welcome the presence of the president, no other person than Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, FCA, the president and the chairman of our council, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. You're very much welcome, sir. All right. Also, I would like to welcome the presence of the chairperson for the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry Women Group, no other person than our very own chairperson, Mrs. Olufumilayo Oduwaye. You're very much welcome, sir. And also, I would like to welcome the presence of our Director General and the Chief Executive Officer of this prestigious and foremost Chamber of Commerce, no other person than the ever advocating for women, DG, Dr. Mrs. Chiere Amona. You're welcome. And also our very much guest present and the ones that are joining virtually, Dr. Ibukun Awoshika, the founder of and the chair center group, is our keynote speaker for today. Please a round of applause for Dr. Ibukun Awoshika. All right, it's going to be my pleasure to be your host for today. I'm very sure that we're going to have a very pleasant time enjoying the various speakers, learning one or two things, and taking key perspective to our various business. So while we go on, I would like to welcome the presence of Mrs. Olufumlayo Uduwaye as she gives a welcome remark. Please, a round of applause for the chairperson. Please keep clapping until she gets to the stage.
Yes. Thank you very much. Good morning, my fellow womenpreneurs. Good morning. Yes, I'm so excited to be here this morning, and also gladdens my heart to be in the midst of women trailblazers, business leaders today as we share ideas, connect, celebrate the unstoppable power of women entrepreneurs. So let's give ourselves a big round of applause for being here this morning. Thank you. Okay. The president and chairman of council of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Okay. Vice presidents here present, The treasurer, Mrs. Tola Bugade. Past president, yes, Mrs. Tokimago Jije. Another life president present here. Director General, LCCI, Dr. Chinyere Almona, FCA. Our keynote speaker, Dr. Ibukun Awoshika, founder, the Chair Center Group. Our guest speaker, Dr. Moji Davis, Group Managing Director, Extra Large Farms and Resorts. Our fireside chat speaker, Mrs. Achenyo Idachaba Obaro. Yes, founder, CEO, Meeting Mate. Our panelists, Ms. MS Osai Alile, CEO, Aspire Coronation Trust Foundation. Mr. Obaro Osa, Divisional Head, Business Development Division, Bank of Industry. MS Yagase Egware, Founder, CEO, Gazmadu Studios. Then the Honorable Commissioner, yes, the Lagos State Minister of Commerce, Cooperative and Industries. Our distinguished special guests here, our sponsors, Nestle Nigeria and Crown Flour Mills, our partners, Extra Large and Results, our numerous donors, exhibitors, sisters in enterprise, valued members of the LCCI Women Group, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure and joy and profound sense of purpose that I welcome you all to this year's annual symposium of the LCCI Women Group. Today, we gather not just for another conference, but for a movement, one that speaks to our collective strength, resilience, and our boundless possibilities as women entrepreneurs. The theme for this year's symposium, Women Entrepreneurs, Breaking Barriers, Expanding Sponsors Together, could not have been more timely. Across the world, women are stepping into boardroom, marketplaces, farms, factories, and technology hubs, and a conviction. Yet, we know the path is not always smooth. There are barriers, social, economic, structural, that still attempt to limit us. Let us reaffirm this morning that we are not defined by barriers, but we are defined by how we break through those barriers. This symposium is a testament to the power of collaborations and shared vision. We are here to learn, to connect, to inspire one another, and to chart new frontiers. Together, we can build enterprises that are not only profitable, but also impactful. Businesses that create jobs, drive innovations, and transform communities. To our distinguished speakers and panelists, we thank you for lending your voice, your wisdom, and your stories of triumph. To our sponsors and partners, we deeply appreciate your unwavering support and believe in the power of women. To our donors and exhibitors, we appreciate your solid support. To our council members here and every participant seated here today, and also for those joining us virtually, you are the heartbeat of this gathering. Let us open our minds to new knowledge, open our hearts to collaboration, and open our hands to lifting one another higher. When women rise, societies thrive. And when we break barriers together, there are no limits to the frontiers we can expand. On behalf of the LCCI Women Group, I warmly welcome you once again to this year's annual symposium. May today ignite fresh possibilities and inspire each one of us to go forth and conquer new heights. Thank you and welcome to this great event.
Thank you so much, my amiable chairperson, Mrs. Olufunmilayo Oduwaye. Please a round of applause for her. All right, so before we proceed, I would also like to welcome the presence of some of our speakers, like the chairperson already did, Mrs. Anchenyo Indachaba Obaro, the founder and CEO of Miti Meth. Okay. Please, a round of applause for her, please. Also, Mr. Obaro Osa, the Visionary Head Business Development Division, Bank of Industry. A round of applause for Mr. Obaro. Thank you for supporting women. You know, there's this saying, women supporting women. Now, this is a man supporting women. Please, a round of applause for him. All right. Also, Dr. Moji Davis, the Group Managing Director, Extra Large Farms and Research. Please, a round of applause for her. And last but not the least, Mrs. Fire Williams. Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Fire Williams. All right. The next on our agenda is to receive the opening remarks from no other person than our very well, always supporting women, always supporting entrepreneurs, always supporting trade and commerce in Nigeria. Please, a round of applause as we welcome the president.
Thank you. The chairman of our group, Mrs. Fumi Udowaye. Our DG, Dr. Almona. It is not a big secret that this is one of the events I look forward to. One of the events I'm most happy to participate in as a very serious member of this group. So it's always with a lot of immense pride and joy that I participate, and I welcome you to this symposium. And it's also very heartwarming to see some really, really outstanding institutions that have been led by women. So even though they say their name is extra large, but I call them super extra large. And if you understand the size of that business, there should be something before the extra to really convey a sense of how large that business is. So the keynote speaker, I'm really happy to see you. And as I said, we look forward to coming to Extra Large in the very near future. So we gather here not just to network. Networking is extremely important, but to do more, to celebrate the ingenuity, the resilience, the boundless potential and boundless achievement beyond the potential of women entrepreneurs who continue to shape our economy and redefine our society. The theme, women entrepreneurship, break barriers, expand frontiers, could not be more timely. Across Nigeria and beyond, women are establishing businesses that transform communities, generate employment opportunities, and drive innovation. Yet we know that structural challenges, access to finance, cultural stereotypes, and policy gaps still hinder many aspiring women entrepreneurs. This symposium challenges us to dismantle those barriers and to imagine bigger and bolder horizons. Over the past decades, women-led enterprises have outpaced the national average in terms of growth rates, from fintech startups in Lagos to agro-processing ventures in Kaduna and Kano. Women are proving that economic leadership is not a matter of gender, but of vision and competence. Still, statistics reveal that women receive less venture funding than their male counterparts in Nigeria. So this is a clarion call to stakeholders, to governments, to private sector and development partners to act decisively and intentionally. And I was so happy when we had the induction of new members. The last one we had, that the new female members were more than the new male members. And I thought we are beginning to see that the women are beginning to occupy their space, even in LCCI. So breaking barriers require deliberate strategies. They will not happen by chance. We must expand access to affordable credit through gender-responsive financial products. Additionally, mentorship and business incubation programs must be scaled to provide women with critical skills and the networks they need. More importantly, cultural narratives that pigeonhole women into traditional roles must be rewritten, beginning in our homes, in our schools, and in the media. But breaking barriers is only the beginning. Expanding frontiers means embracing technology, exploring new export markets, and integrating sustainability into our business models. It means women-owned enterprises leveraging digital platforms to reach global customers, tapping into the African continental free trade area, and competing favorably in this age of artificial intelligence. It also means creating intergenerational wealth by mentoring the next wave of young female founders. At LCCI, we are redoubling our efforts to champion women in the business world. And in fact, when we opened the LCCI BOI Innovation Hub, I told our leader, Mrs. Fumi Oduwaye, that this hub is for women. That there are women who don't have access to furnish a large office on Allen Avenue or Awolowo Road in Ikoyi, but they have the talent to build a big business. So the hub provides you with all the facilities you need to start your business and grow it. So we were very, very intentional in building that hub. There are 3 categories of our members that were in our face when we were building the hub: the women, the young business leaders, and the SMEs. That hub is your hub. So you don't have any excuse that I don't have money to build have an office. That's why I've not started my business. So please, take it as it is. As I say it, it is your hub. So we are redoubling our efforts in LCCI to champion women in the business world, from advocacy for pro-women policies to specialized capacity building programs. We are committed to create an ecosystem where women entrepreneurs can thrive, not survive. Where women entrepreneurs can thrive. But we cannot do it alone. We urge policymakers to enact reforms that simplify business registration and effectively protect intellectual property. We urge financial institutions to design instruments tailored to women-led enterprises. And we invite every business leader here to mentor at least one woman entrepreneur in the coming year. Let us remember, every barrier broken by a woman entrepreneur lifts our entire economy. Each frontier expanded is a testimony, is a testament to our collective strengths. Today, let us leave this hall with renewed resolve to support, to invest in, and celebrate women entrepreneurs, not just in words, but in action. Together, we can create a future where women leaders in business, women leadership in business is not the norm. It's not the norm. It's not the, it's the norm and it's not the exception. Where women leadership is just natural, that women should be leaders of business. I thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, sir. Our very own President, Mr. Gabriel Idaosa, FCA. Thank you, sir, for that very powerful remark. So for some of us who listen, there's something that struck me here that's like a take-home. You know, in the corporate space, when we have meetings like this, we say action points. One of the very action points the president has mentioned while giving a speech is that everyone here, we can make it a goal to mentor at least one woman in a year. And I think if we do that, the next time we'll be coming here, we'll be talking about breaking barriers, expanding frontiers. We'll be talking about how women should naturally, you know, lead men even, because by that time, if one person here trains or mentor one person to leadership, we can imagine what the future is. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for that powerful remark. Please, a round of applause once again for our president. And also, for some of us who don't know where the LCCI Innovation Hub is located, it's located at the LCCI house at Ikeja at Nuruddin Olukpopo. You can check in there to see. It's a very powerful no excuses for you not to start your business. All right. Forging ahead, we would like to have the presence of the virtual presence of no other person than Dr. Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, the founder of the Chair Center Group. Dr. Ibukun is unavoidably absent due to some unforeseen circumstances. She sent her regards. She really wanted to be here, but she has to leave for a very impromptu event outside of the country. But we have a video that she has sent to us. Please, I want you to fix your attention on the screen while we listen to Dr. Ibukun Awoshika, who is the keynote speaker for today. Media.
Pleasure to be here to join you at your conference. I want to thank the Lagos Chamber of Commerce for asking me to be a keynote at this conference. I apologize that I'm unable to physically be present at the conference. I am traveling and I've had to do this recording from outside. Thank God for technology. We can be in multiple places at the same time, as it seems. I realize you have an amazing lineup of speakers, and therefore I'm certain that you will have a successful and an enriching conference. The theme of the conference, Women Entrepreneurs, Breaking Barriers and Expanding Frontiers Together, speaks to the nature of where as female entrepreneurs, where we are, and we've been able to show up in multiple places and express ourselves in multiple ways. Entrepreneurship has been that particular space where as women, we have been able to walk on our own terms. We've been able to test out our gifts and our talents. We've been able to push the boundaries. We've been able to express ourselves, working against all odds and creating value despite, not because of, but despite the challenges, both cultural, both systemic, both organizational, across multiple spheres. Women have, through the space of entrepreneurship, found a place where they have a better control of the levers that allows them to show up and apply themselves. And in reality, it's been easier to do every time we have pulled ranks together and we have supported one another, whether through knowledge sharing, whether through power blocks by our connectivity, and whether through partnerships as we have collaborated with ourselves and with others. In reality, as business people, we cannot be gender limiting. We cannot be gender limiting because the opportunities that we seek in multiple spaces are largely controlled by men. Why? Because there are more men that have power across economic spaces and lines of opportunity than women do at this point. But somehow, women have shown up and have managed to prove themselves. And Nigeria in particular is in a peculiar space because we have the largest number of female entrepreneurs in the world residing in particular is of Nigerian descent. Now that shows you that there's something about the Nigerian woman. There's a dynamism, there's a resilience, there's an intuitiveness, there's a commitment and a drive that she takes into the marketplace. And historically, this is supported because when you think of our fathers, even as they had our forefathers, generations before us, farms and huge estates based on agriculture, cocoa, whatever kind of trade they were doing. The people who took produce to market to do the engagement of trade were largely the women. You know, and that's why in every traditional town, there's always an Iyalode. And the Iyalode, who is a female leader in council, is usually in many ways a very successful, enterprising woman in the community. So the history supports where the Nigerian women are in terms of entrepreneurship. And in this time and in this season and in this generation, the girl child and the women that are emerging have pushed that boundary. And despite the cultural narrative that sometimes tends to limit the women, there have been multiple examples of women who have shown us what is possible, who have pushed the boundary, who have stepped beyond the ordinary, and who have facilitated and holding and helping other women to come across the line. We have organizations who have institutionally done that. I mean, WIMBIZ is a good example of that. When we started WIMBIZ 24 years ago, all we wanted to do was to change the narrative and to change the status quo as it concerned women who were ambitious, who were driven, who wanted to do something different. And we became a collective of women who are entrepreneurs as well as professional women. And together, collectively, 12 women and 1 man decided to work collaboratively to build an organization that will be the anchor for driving the ship, for changing the narrative, for teaching and encouraging, for creating a sisterhood and a partnership amongst women and men. Because in the work that we did, we sought to close the gaps where women were not connected to the economic system, to link them to the missing gaps, to link them to the power blocks, to link the women to every line of disengagement that existed, which in itself limited the possibility for the women to be able to play. And for an organization like the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, having attended some of your events in the past, And I haven't seen that you've had amazing women like Antinike Akode, and you've had the Tokimabo Gunjes, and many other women who are in your network, and knowing the work that they have done and the work that the women leadership and membership of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce that you have done, it shows where the drive and the push of women can create amazing results. Now, we will always be stronger together because there is power in numbers, there is power in shared knowledge, there is power in representation rather than individuality. There is strength that we bring when we each use our whatever capacity we have, when we align it to create a superpower. And if we take that superpower and we allow it to speak for women, when we think together, when we create and innovate solutions together, when we advocate together, where there's a need to advocate, when we watch each other's back, you know, and understand that when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. Because the success of every one woman always stands as an example of what women can do. And I have seen in many cases where seeing one woman succeed in one area has empowered other men to look at women differently and therefore encourage them to give the female women in their sphere of influence opportunity to perform and to show up, and it has worked. So yes, we can break barriers by being prepared. And in a lot of cases, women are over-prepared. But let's not even take that for granted, you know? Let's always show up prepared, which means to the best that we can, let's make sure we equip ourselves. Now, should we be over-prepared before we take opportunities? No. Because in every new opportunity that you take, there must be room for growth in it. And if there's room for growth in any opportunity you take, it does mean that you must still be teachable and able to learn and to gain value and to expand and grow in that space. And therefore, we must allow ourselves to take challenges that are, because if you're going to take a place where you will be perfect from day one, you've already outgrown that space. But any space that you would take that will represent the breaking of a barrier for you will be a space where there's room for growth in it for you. And such a space will always be challenging to you. So yes, we must have the heart to take on challenges. It won't always look easy. It won't always be easy. But we must understand that, look, we cannot allow the stretch factor in our life to manifest. We will not know just how much we can expand and how much of our hidden talents can be revealed by those places. My journey has shown me and has taught me that, you know what? Impossible is nothing. You don't have to know everything before you can do many things. When you find yourself in the place, you would realize that coming from my faith-based side, the giftings of God within us are present for all of our callings, but we won't discover some of them or know the extent of our ability until we sit in the places where they're needed. There is a situation that draws out. There will always be situations in our lives that draws out the giftings of God in us. And until we find ourselves in certain circumstances, we will not reveal our inner strength. So yes, in order to break barriers, we must be willing to take on challenges. We must be willing to be afraid, but do it afraid. Do it afraid, feeling, you know, fear in itself is a strength because one, it keeps you humble. It makes you teachable. It allows you to be open, to listen to other people, but understand you have the responsibility to make the right decision in the situation. And you will also discover that the skills and the talent that are inherent in you, that you have gained over time, they're much, much more valuable than you give yourself credit for. And when you allow yourself to sit in the right places, challenging yourself and knowing that, the greater one dwells on the inside of you, God is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above all that you can ever dream or imagine. And it takes a heart of courage for women to break barriers. Because usually it means you want to do things that in places or challenge status quo or pursue a goal or a vision in your enterprise that is not a piece of cake, that is not easy for you. But if it was easy, everybody will do it. So there will be no breaking of barriers. So to break barriers, we need to be courageous women who dare to try, women who dare to defy the odds, women who, despite what they see, are willing to push the button to see how far they can go. And you might try it once, twice, three times, and it doesn't work as you planned. But there's always something you learn in that journey that reveals to you additional knowledge that takes you a little further and helps you to move closer to breaking barriers around you. And sometimes your expected barrier is not the one you break. You break other barriers while you're seeking, I'm a graduate of chemistry. Science is how I think. And in chemistry, we don't go into the lab with answers. We go into the lab with questions. That you have a theory, you have an hypothesis you're postulating, but the hypothesis isn't true until you prove it in the lab. And you only prove it by trying it out, not because you have the answer, but because you have an idea of what you think should work. And then you walk into the lab to try out, but you record the true facts of what you're record. So at the end, the experiment, which is your applied effort to prove your hypothesis, only confirms if you were right or if you were wrong. And even if you were wrong, it confirms something else to be true and one other thing not to be. So there's always gained value in a courageous move to challenge status quo, to challenge the easy things, and to try to break barriers in doing things differently. Entrepreneurship is a place where you seem to have an easier control to work against structural defects that limits women. So women tend to be able to rule their space a lot better in entrepreneurship, and Nigerian women in particular have proven that, yes, they're not afraid to do the big things. And what I would like to encourage you is don't play small. Playing small is not to the benefit of anybody. Don't play small. Play the best of you. And always the best of you is all you're expected to do. And you never know just what value you putting the best of you on the table will achieve in support of yourself, other women, and creating an inspiration for the generations of younger women coming behind you, and adding value to the economy of the country and the world, and changing the story of the girl child. God made them male and female. The Bible reminds us, everything that God made, he made beautiful. He made us as women with capacity to do amazing things. And no one should tell us otherwise or tell you otherwise. Apply yourself and see the result, and let the result speak for itself. Yes, women entrepreneurs are storytellers. Women entrepreneurs are adventurers. And adventurers always break barriers. Adventurers always do exploits. Adventurers expand the frontier of knowledge, expand the frontier of expectations. Because in an adventure, you're trying out new things. You're building out in new areas. You're challenging status quo, and you're breaking down the walls. And all of that can only add value to the economic development, social development of our country, the world, and in the communities that we live in. And we bring value home to our families and pride to our children. I'm sure you're going to have a lot of conversations through all the many amazing speakers that you have. I hope you enjoy all of them. And I sincerely hope that my thoughts add any value to your conversation. I apologize once again that I'm unable to be there with you. And I'm grateful that I get a chance to participate through this media. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Wow. That was really amazing. That was really amazing. I think you will agree with me that there are people that when they say something, they mean it from the depth of their heart, because we've seen them practice it and put it into action in their daily lives. Thank you, Dr. Ibukun Awoshika, for that very brilliant rendition and the keynote address. Forging ahead, we would like to welcome the presence of Mrs. Yagazie Eguare. I hope I got that right. All right. Please stand up for recognition. Mrs. Yagazie Eguare is the founder and the owner of Gazmado Studios. Please let's put our hands together for her. Thank you for coming. She's one of our panelists for today. All right. Okay. Distinguished ladies, the time is now. If we're in church, I would have said, look into your neighbor's eye and say the time is now. But we can still say it regardless. It's not only for church. Please say the time is now. We have someone in our midst, like the president addressed her, says, it's not just extra large, it's extra, extra, super, super extra large. Distinguished ladies, there's someone who is not just breaking barrier, not just expanding frontiers, but someone who is highly respected, someone I personally also respect, one of the people shaping the economy and also breaking barriers in the field that is less traveled by women. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together as I welcome on stage Dr. Mojisola Davis, the Group Managing Director of Extra Large Farm and Resort. Please, Dr. Moji, please stand up while I read a profile. All right. For some of us who have this, we can see it on the second while I read. So we'll go together. Dr. Mrs. Moji Davids, affectionately known as a trailblazing agripreneur. She's a trained accountant who has dedicated the past 15 years to transforming the agricultural sector in Nigeria. With extensive training in animal husbandry, crop management, and organic farming and more. Currently, she serves as the co-founder and the managing director of Extra Large Farms and Resort, Nigeria, and Extra Large Global Agro-Tourism Limited, United Kingdom. The company has grown into a leading food and agricultural enterprise in Nigeria, headquartered in Ota, Ogun State, with businesses, offices in Lagos, Abuja, and several other states, including the United Kingdom, Dubai, and the United States of America, Europe, and Canada. Please, a round of applause for that. That is not just breaking barrier, that is breaking global barriers. Extra Large Farm has about 21 different branded products selling within outside of Nigeria, including the award-winning Extra Large meal. How many of us here have seen Extra Large meal before? Dr. Moju, you have fans all over the world. All right. The company pioneered digital technology farming, providing the opportunity for people from all walks of life to participate actively in farming without getting their hands dirty. She recently badged an award as the best world-class quality farming organization in Nigeria. A round of applause for her. By the Institute of Brand Management. Also the most innovative farming organization in Africa by BID London. And our products were awarded for African quality amongst others. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to welcome Dr. Moji Davids, the group founder and managing director of Extra Large Farms. Thank you so much.
Good morning, sirs and Maz. Good morning, Maz. Because everybody is a Ma here, sir. Even the few men that are here have decided to be women. Did you hear my president say he's a member, he's one of us? Only that he's not wearing a skirt today. I hope my slide is ready. My personal president and chairman of council, Mr. Gabriel Idahosa, FCA. Also my personal chairperson, LCCI Women Group, Mrs. Olufumilaya Oduwaye. Our DG, Dr. Chinyere Almona, FCA. My role model, our keynote speaker for today, Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika. And of course, all distinguished women and he for she's seated here today. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having us. I don't know how I merited to be invited as a speaker, but thank you for the honor. I did not take it for granted. And that was why I had to cancel. Mommy Oduwaye knows I had to cancel a trip. I'm supposed to be in Bahamas today, but I said, when in Yoruba, they said, Ile Latinke Shorode. So we better do it right at home before we start going to other places. Bahamas can wait. Nigeria cannot wait. Thank you very much. So first, I want to say a very big thank you for the privilege to be speaking with very accomplished shepreneurs who are here today. Every woman here is a woman of honor. Every woman seated here is an accomplished person, and we have all already broken barriers. Because if we didn't break it, we would not even be here today. So a round of applause for ourselves, please. I also want to say thank you so much to for the special honor of having to speak after my role model. So maybe I should just take 2 minutes to talk about that. So who I want to be from 60 and above is the person you just heard, Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika. So I have 12 years to 60. So I'm putting everything together now to at least maybe 1/50 of her, so that, let me also try to make a mark so that when they mention my name, it will sound somewhere around an Ibukun Awoshika-ish. So it's a great honor. I met her last week in Abuja at the National Economic Summit, and I mentioned, Mommy, we are expecting you today. She said she will try. So, but we thank God for that powerful presentation. My note is full. I had a lot to write down. I'm here today to talk about breaking barriers, but I'm sorry to disappoint you because I have nothing to say about breaking barriers. I'm really sorry. Because the truth of the matter is that there are no barriers. So what we call barriers are simply standards that the society sets, the way that things should be done. So everybody has something that they have put a set of rules, a set of principles, and those now form obstacles to how things can be achieved. So what if you wake up, you are part of the society. So I don't see any reason why we should even be talking about barriers. I'll start with my introduction. So, are there really barriers? Yes, I'm sorry to disappoint, like I've got nothing to say about the topic because there are actually no barriers. There are no limitations. The limitation that you have is you. You are the limitation. If you refuse to see it as a barrier, it will not pose itself as a barrier. The reason why they are called barriers is because they are obstacles, they are challenges. But if you refuse to see it as a challenge, but as part of the ladder to grow to where you're going, then it will not pose itself as an obstacle. I remember a funny story that somebody said somewhere that some armed robbers came to their house, you know. So on a normal day, we can all imagine, we pray that nobody will suffer that. But you know, normally when armed robbers visit anybody with guns and everything, the first thing for the person is to be afraid and to be fearful. So, but here they were in this woman's place, they came to rob and everything. I said, oh, great, I've been expecting you, please sit down. And she made room for them. And she said, oh, we had one nice eforiro I made yesterday. Would you like to eat? And she opened the fridge and they started conversing. These are armed robbers. And she turned them to guests. At the end of the day, they even exchanged numbers. I'm telling you about a real life story. So what is supposed to come and kill you, you can turn it around to something else. I'm going to give you some very quick practical examples, especially with what we are doing at Extra Large, and how that barriers are only things that you accept. If you refuse to accept them, they will not pose themselves as barriers. So the first thing that we have to always say, thank God that this is a women's gathering, and there is a lie that we always tell ourselves. Like I said, the only limitation we have is ourselves. So there's a lie that we always tell ourselves. We always say, oh, we are the weaker vessel. How many people have heard women are the weaker vessel? How many people have heard that? We say it all the time. Even we say it to ourselves. You can imagine you agreeing with the whole world against yourself that you are a weaker vessel. I am not a weaker vessel. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm not a weaker vessel. I didn't hear it very well. I'm not a weaker vessel. As a matter of fact, let me shock you. I'm not even the stronger vessel. Hello? Somebody's confused now. I'm not even the stronger vessel. I am the vessel. Tell it to somebody. I'm the vessel myself. I'm not stronger or weaker. I'm the vessel. Gong, gong, gong. And so when they ask women, what have you brought to the table? You know, sometimes maybe I get invitation to do stuff, you know, in some places. I'm like, okay, so what have you brought to the table? I have not brought anything to the table. I am the table. So we need to get to that point where we see ourselves. It's not pride. It's not that you are placing yourself above all, but it's a question of your mindset. So when the mindset is positive, then limitations or barriers will have no place to stay. We are not the weaker vessels. And that's the truth that we must embrace. Next slide, please. If you take a good look, you know, God is a perfect God. He does not make mistakes. Do you think he didn't know what he was doing when he created Adam first? And he had to create us out of a finished product, not from a raw material. It is intentional because he knows. I hope the men are not listening to this. Thank you, Daddy. Because he knows that we have a lot more responsibilities We have a lot of departments in life that we have to manage than the men. So after he had made a complete man, he now made us out of that because he can't afford to make us out of raw material. We must be super excellent. So we are equipped. You can hear our keynote speaker said that there are some strengths that you have that you don't even know you have until you get to the point where you need them. And you begin to ask yourself, how many people, that's one thing we should always try to do, take records of the things that you do. Make a daily journal. If you can afford it, make videos of yourself and take time to watch over and over again. Listen to your own speech, listen to your own presentation, look at how you do things. You will come back to realize that, was I really the one that did that? Because most times we don't even know that we are that equipped until people begin to tell us. You don't need anybody to tell you how powerful you are. It has to come from the inside. You have to know that you are unlimitable. You are unstoppable. There is nothing that is stopping you except you decide to stop yourself. Let me give you a very quick example. So I'm in an industry where, number one, I don't know how many women are really in agric. Okay, so as a young child, I grew up wanting to be the first female central bank governor of Nigeria. That was my dream. That was my dream. As a matter of fact, I thought that you have to be an accountant. That was the only thing I could think about. So I thought you have to be an accountant to be the central bank governor. So I went to study accounting. As a matter of fact, when I graduated out of secondary school, I was not so good in accounts and math. So I told myself, you can't be an accountant that doesn't know math. So when I finished secondary school, for 1 year, I locked myself in the house. When everybody's going to work, I dress like I'm going to work. And when they say bye-bye, I also say bye-bye. And then I come back inside, I lock the door. I went to Oshodi, I bought Frankudo, Moya, everything, all the fantastic books in accounting. And I trained myself. I taught myself. By the time I gained admission into tertiary institution, I became so good that I was always holding tutorials for other people. All because I wanted to be somebody. But there comes along my journey in life, I got married to my husband of 25 years now. And he said to me one day, God said we should go back to Nigeria and do agriculture. What you are shele by. It's like the direct opposite of who I wanted to be. I said, like, go back to Nigeria. Okay, one, that's almost like a death sentence. Then the second one, now go back into farming. Or did you say pharmacy? I said farming. God. I said, okay, you know what I'll do? I'll just be here. Let me take care of the children. I'll be praying for you and stuff. You just go. You know me, I'm a praying woman. He said, you know, that's not the place of God for a woman. So I said, whether if God told you, he has to tell me so that when there are challenges and issues in life later, I have someone to go back to that. Baba, Shebi, you said we should do this. So cut the long story short, we came back. And guess what? We came back into our Greek. All the money we brought in less than 2 years, everything disappeared. Oh, today is not to talk about agriculture. So we came in rich, but we ended up broke in the space. So I had to wake up as the woman of the house. Me, I don't know how to be poor. It's not I just can't endure hardship. I'm sorry. So what are we going to do about this situation? We had to start putting one or two things together. And if I tell you what I did, you will be shocked. I had a mobile restaurant. I will cook. I was the chef. I was the assistant cook. I was the accountant. I was everything of the company. And I will make my food. And I was serving about 200 to 300 guests daily. And I will package the food. I had 2 specialties, fried rice and then pounded yam. and I had days for different. So I went back. I've always almost been like this, looking like this. So I would dress up nice and I would go to the bank. Excuse me, my name is Moji Davids. I make very good food. You know, I just want to give you some specialties during your lunch. They say, oh, why? Why not? In fact, when they see me dressed like this and I'm coming to talk about something, everybody says, come and see our BM. So I go there and I set different times. Some I supply them at lunch, some I supply them at end of the day and all that and all that. And I graduated from that one. I moved again into jewelry business, fantastic business. I used to share with my people, by the way, extra large women that are there, can you stand, let them see you? Extra large. So, a round of applause for them, please. Breaking barriers. There is no limitation. Daddy, thank you, sir. He said we are super extra large. So that should have been the end of our farming or whatever. But I said no. Nobody will determine my end if I am not ready to end it. So there was a particular time I started jewelry business with 3,000 naira. I will go to Lagos, Ekodumata. I will quickly go and buy the stuff, put them in fancy, all those small bags, you know, and go back to all the banks. I made money from bankers. But any banker in the house? And I will go back and supply them. And in 1 month, I paid a tithe of 17,000 at the end of that month, meaning I had made 170,000 tithe when 17,000 was like 17 million naira. There is no barrier. At the farm, oh my God, it was tug of war. Everything was almost against us. But we have to make this work. And listen to this. The fact that God said you should go and do something doesn't mean that it's already a success. You have your part to play. My father in the Lord, Bishop David Oyedepo, will say, any faith that makes God absolutely responsible for the outcomes of your life is an irresponsible faith. That God said it doesn't mean that you will not play your part. What are we going to do about this? How are we going to make a way? So I said to myself, I made up my mind, I'm going to be a support to my husband. That is who I want to be after I laid aside my dream of wanting to become the first female central bank governor. So this new role that I said I'm going to do, I must make everything possible to achieve it. So I said, well, farming naturally is a sort of boring business, you know. All you do as a farmer, I'm sorry, I mean no disrespect to any farmer in the house, but basically what we do as farmers, we wake up in the morning, we tend to our farms. If you're into animal husbandry, you tend to your chickens, your cows and stuff. To the other place, you arrange the workers and all. It's kind of boring. Do I seem like a boring person, everybody? I'm not cut out for that kind of lifestyle, but I still want to be a successful farmer. So what do we have to do? We have to inject newness into it. We have to bring it fun. We have to wear a new apparel for it. We have to get it to a point where when you are introduced as a farmer, everybody also wants to be a farmer. And that was exactly what I did. I said, Oga, just continue your core farming. Let me go and look for other solutions that we can add to this farming business and make it a better one. And today, to the glory of God, it's about 18 years that we've started. And today, I don't know how many opportunities that I've been able to enjoy, how many very important people, places, not only Nigeria, but all around the world, that I've been able to meet and talk about this same farming agriculture business, just because we are able to infuse a lot of things to it. You are the mirror that everybody's looking at, but they will not tell you, they won't value you more than you value yourself. And there's something about value. Nobody knows your value except you offer it. A lot of people carry value all about. It's just inside their stomach. No matter how handsome, how beautiful a baby is going to be, if you don't give birth to that child, how will they even see the child to say, oh, your child is beautiful, your child is handsome? We have to offer the value. We should not be afraid of making mistakes, because mistakes are just part, it's just a part of the process. We should always, endeavor to give it a try. At least if you fail, you have learned not to do it that way next time. That's another one. So basically, when we think about barriers, there are a lot of things that we think about. We think about communication barrier. Somebody will say, oh, I would have loved to do it, but I can't talk. I'm not a public speaker. I am afraid of this. I can't even speak good English. There are some people that have PhDs, but their English is still just like that. And there are many people that just went to school, to secondary school, and they speak so excellently well. What if you change the language? Will anybody kill me today if I come here and I start speaking my native language? You will just love it. How many Yoruba proverbs have I said this morning? But you loved it. It's your style. After all, look at what Afrobeat and all that has become in Nigeria today. It was always hip-hop. We were always listening to foreign music and everything. Then one day somebody woke up and said, we are going to be doing hip-hop in our language. One of the very few ones that I remember is this man, Nice, Gongo Aso. And he began to, and everybody loved it. So it is. If communication is the challenge, change your language. A round of applause for NEPA. They changed the style. Then, talking about infrastructure. Infrastructure is a problem. See, at the end of the day, whether the people that are living abroad and doing whatever abroad and we that are in Nigeria, we say, oh, Nigeria is blessed, only that we don't have infrastructure, so you can create it. Thankfully, in Nigeria, everybody is their local government. Many of us who are here today, you are the chairman of your local government. You give yourself light, you give yourself water. In fact, you even make your roads by yourself. So if there are no infrastructures, go local. You don't have any challenge. Then money barrier. So in many women events that I attend, there is always the question of, oh, there are many women that are talented, that can do this, that can do that, but they have an issue with funding. I just told you, we started a business. We came into the business with money, but we ended broke inside the business. So that means we had to start all over again with no money from anywhere. There is an inner ability that you have. You don't actually need money. What you need is an idea. Ideas rules the world. And I always tell people in Extra Large, by the way, we are over 212,000 registered members of Extra Large in about 14 nations of the world. I always tell them, you don't need to look for money. What you need is an idea. Don't ever tell yourself that you are broke. You are not broke. You only lack ideas, or you have failed to implement the ideas that you have gotten over the time. Look at your neighbor and say, you don't need money. I'm trying to remember the title of a particular movie. I'm really trying hard to, how did I forget this movie? Very, very, maybe if I remember, but many of you will remember, how did I forget, that this man had this idea, he built a technology and they were trying to sell it. The woman was married to him. Everybody has watched the movie, only that I can't remember, and they were trying to sell the idea, different places, couldn't sell until one day he was later able to sell and it became a acrimony. Thank you very much. You remember? That idea is on the inside of you. There are ideas. So we've been farming for 18 years. So, but to be very honest with you, some very significant changes began to happen in our company the moment we decided to add extra value to farming. And today, I'm the convener and president of the World Agritourism Initiative. There's World Agritourism Festival celebrated in major parts of the world. There's World Agritourism Summit. One is happening in the UK on the 25th of October. And just that idea of infusing tourism into agriculture has taken me even to the villa. This is what I have in my hand, sir. I want you to listen to it. So you have not come to ask for money. You have brought something that can even fetch anybody money. Look at your neighbor and say, you don't need money. Oh. It's idea you need. Until you accept that thing, money will always be a problem. How many of us see that the more money you have, the more money you will always need? Right? You say, oh, I would have been able to do this only if I had more money. So just continue to offer your ideas. And there is a principle of tembelization that I operate by. I call it the principle of tembelization. You can try to Google it. You will not find it because it's a grammar according to moi. The principle of tembelization says you tembelize everything. How many people know what it means to tembelize? Trivialize. Just, if you are not a Yoruba, I'm sorry. So tembelization makes you know that if you want to achieve a 1 billion naira target, for example, it lets you know that, for example, 1,000 naira in 1,000 places is what gives you 1 million. So what are we talking about? So if you need 1 million naira, for example, you don't have to look for 1 million naira. Can you look for 1,000 people that you can offer a value to that they will pay you 1,000 in return? If you can do 10,000 in 100 places, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. The problem is not as big as you are posing it. The barrier does not even exist. You are the one that magnifies.
It seems as this part of the hall is the only one that got the charge. This part of the hall are not clapping. Thank you so much, Dr. All right, while we wait for the presentation, so the plaque for Dr. Moji.
We are trying to get them.
Okay, no problem. All right, while we wait for the plaques to be ready, we want to use this opportunity to thank our sponsors. Please, let's put our hands together. And see you have water in your table. Please, a round of applause for Nestle. Thank you. And also, the foremost chamber in West Africa. No other chamber since 1888. Please, a round of applause for the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. And yourself for showing up. A round of applause for yourself. Okay. We also like to use this medium to welcome the presence of Mrs. Toki Mabugunje, the former president of the past president. Forgive me, please. Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Toki Mabugunje and also Mrs. Shade Bembaton Young, Honorable Life President. Please, a round of applause for her. Thank you for coming, ma. All right, do we have the plaque right now? All right, okay. So you can give it to, okay. Photograph, are you good? All right, can we please, the panelists, can you please quickly come to the stage also? The panelists, all panelists. So I would call the panelists once again. Mrs. Osai Alile, are you here? Yes, please come to the stage to take the picture for the president. All the panelists, please. Mrs. Yagazie Guare, please come to the. All right. Also, Mr. Obaro, also, please come to the stage. And I hope I'm not missing any other panelists here. Okay. The fireside chat speaker, Mrs. Achenyo in the either Chaba or Baro. Please come to the stage. Okay. And also, please, Mrs. Toki Mabugunje, please, may we crave your indulgence to come to the stage to join the picture. Please, a round of applause for our past president, Mrs. Toki Mabugunje.
Collect it from
No, please. No, we can go.
Just go pay the receipt.
All right. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So, ladies, I'm tired of saying ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying men. It's like ladies and ladies. Everyone here today, please forgive me. Please, we're very sorry to change the order of program. We just had to make some impromptu decisions because of logistics and some other dignitaries that have to be in another occasion. So shortly, we want to bring up stage the Federal Road Safety Service Commission for their very short presentation. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Federal Road Safety Service Commission, FRSC. These people, they are doing a lot of work. They are the one making sure that our road is safe and our motorists are very... You're present.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to stand on existing protocol. We are from Federal Road Safety Corps, Lagos Island. First of all, I thank the coordinator, the organizer of this program. I appreciate you for the opportunity that you give unto us this afternoon to be here. Thank you very much. We are here just to enlighten us shortly about the awareness of this is Ember month. All of us have to put hands together to make our road safe. That is the reason we are here. All the months is the same thing: January, February, March, April, May, June, July. All the months is the same thing. But it's how we use the road during Ember month that make it different. That is the reason we were here. Number one, I will just, because they gave us only 5 minutes. This Ember month, we want us to use our road very well. Please and please overlook speeding. Is the first major reason that cause accidents. Speeding is not encouraged in our road. When you are over speed, so many things can happen, especially when your vehicle is not in good shape. Some of us, this is Lagos, some of us in the morning, we will not even have time to check our vehicle. And we are rushing to office in the morning and we will be speeding on the road. Anything can happen. Always check your vehicle. If it is only 5 seconds in the morning, check the brake pad, check the water, check your bed, check everything, It's not only the fuel. It's not only the fuel. Check everything in the morning. Please and please. And when you're on the road, remember you are not the only driver on the road. When you're on the road, you are driving a 5 vehicle. 5 vehicle plus your own. 5 good vehicle. The one in your front, the one at your back, the one at your left, and the one by your right and your own. When you're on the road, just think that you are the only good driver on the road, because you cannot predict the driver beside you, by your left, by your right, or the one at the front. You are not from the same compound. You are not from the same estate. You just met on the road. Just think that you are the only driver that have sense, defies driving technique on the road. You use your sense. Because some of the driver now, especially all these commercial driver, you cannot predict. Some of them, they are in habit of take something before they can hold steering. And see all this marua, all this downfall, when they hit you on the road, because they don't have money, you will see them, they will be begging you. That is the next thing. Some of them, they will naked themselves. They will be begging you. So you have to take responsibility of your vehicle. So when you're on the road, just have that mindset that you are the only good driver on the road. Another thing, please, if you want to drive, don't drink. We cannot say don't drink, pata pata, but if you want to drink, don't drive. Don't drive if you want to drink. Please, don't let the two go together. If you're on the road, concentrate. Concentrate on the road when you are driving. Some of our men, sorry for the men that are here, when they're on the road, sometimes when we're on patrol, you see them, when they see somebody that is going on the road, a very beautiful woman on the road, or a very beautiful lady on the road, very yellow on the road, they are already distracted. They will shift. They will just be using one hand, one eyes to drive. Let us concentrate when on the road, please and please. We can afford traffic, we can afford accidents on the road. We are the one that cause it. It's distraction on the road. Simple thing that you're supposed to do, when you did not do it, it can cause accident. It can cause road crash. And this is Ember month. We have started well. We are praying that everybody will end well. Road safety, we are tired of carrying cops, carrying accidents on the road. We don't want it in this year at all. Please, even if accidents will happen, we want minor accidents. We don't want fighter accidents. Fighter is the one that when we recorded the deaths in the accident, that is fighter accident. But if it's little minor, that one we can manage it. That is why we are moving from church, from mosque, from everywhere. By Wednesday now, next week, you will see us on the road to enlighten people about the Ember months. Please and please, make sure you hold your driver license, check your fire extinguisher, check everything. Check everything. Fire extinguisher is just maybe 2005. There is one day we are doing patrol under the Husband Bridge here. There is very fine car. That car, when we Google, it's about 15 million naira. We stopped the man on the road. There is no fire extinguisher there. And we asked him, Oga, we want to book you. He's begging us. Please, that is a new car. We should just forget about fire extinguisher. He trusts the car, this and that. I said, allow, let the man go. It's not even reached 20 minutes. People that are passing the same route, they are calling us that road safety, there is fire. When we got there, is that car. 15 million naira because of 2,500 naira fire extinguisher. Please and please, let us maintain our vehicle and obey all the traffic regulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Please, a round of applause for very special Federal Road Safety Service Commission. That was very seasonal. And to our men, you've heard it. Stop looking at women while you are driving. Focus. Focus. And women to stop distracting the men. All right, please, we'd like to welcome the presence of Mrs. Omotola Omole. Mrs. Omotola Omole, are you here, please? Please, can you stand up for recognition? Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Omotola Omole. She's the National Coordinator of Association of Nigerian Women in Business Network, ANWBN. Thank you so much for gracing the occasion. All right. We're about to go into a very interactive session. One very session I've been looking forward to, and that's the panel session, where we get a chance to ask questions and also interact with the panelists. However, we are going to be doing the question and answer in a very coordinated manner. So we don't want to exceed our time. So we would implore everyone to write their questions and pass it to the ushers so that they can read it in case you have questions for the panelists. So due to time, we won't have the chance to read the profile of all the panelists, but you can follow their profile here on the program pamphlet. So, but I would have the singular honor to bring in the moderator. She will be the one to introduce the panelists. The moderator is someone that I personally respect, Mrs. Fire Williams. She's the MD of Simply Exponential. Ladies, please put your hands together for our moderator for the panel session. I think it's only this part of the world that has been clapping. Should we reduce the AC on this side? Please put your hands together for Mrs. Fire Williams as she brings on stage the panelists and their introduction.
Sit here. So you can bring it in. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I would appreciate and recognize the gentlemen, the he for she's, particularly our own President Maji. I think he has gotten up. We would like to thank the LCCI for their support. And it is my pleasure to start off this panel session. My name is Fire Williams, and as the MC said, I'm the managing consultant, Simply Exponential Consult Limited, and executive director, Rely Supply. One interesting thing about me is that in school, all my reports bore the words parrot, talks too much in class. So I've been on radio for 11 years, anchoring a safety program, and here I am today. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much. So the panel session is still following the theme of today's Women Conference, and it is my singular honor to invite, firstly, our keynote address speaker, a lady who is super, super extra large in the person of Dr. Moji Davids. Please give her the necessary recognition as she climbs the stage. You're very welcome, madam. Please sit on the far left. Very closely, I'm happy her citation has been read. So I'll take that as having been noted in order for us to save some time. I would now like to invite a lady who is the CEO of ACT Foundation, one of Africa's most impactful grant-making institutions, someone whose leadership has made the foundation support over 85 non-profit organizations working on intersection of health, entrepreneurship, environment, and leadership across the continent. Do join me in welcoming Osai Alile, CEO, Aspire Coronation Trust Foundation. Osai, you're welcome. Next seat, please. Thank you. And now, I'm going on to, I would call him a he for she, because he has been so gentle in helping us to have guarantee loans, women's type of loan, BUD 4, and all kinds of loans in his institution. He's a seasoned and professional banker with over 25 years experience in the banking and financial services sector. He's currently a general manager and divisional head, business development, focused on the management of the bank's existing products, repackaging some and introducing new products. That is creativity, all geared towards the acceleration and development of the bank's impact on all strategic business units and, of course, impact on women entrepreneurs. Join me in welcoming Mr. Obaro Osa, Divisional Head, Business Development, Bank of Industry, the one you know as BOI. Oga, I hope you brought money for our women. Thank you. And to complete the panel this beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon, we have a very delectable lady who has an interesting name. May I have your attention, please, ladies? One house. Thank you. And she is a published photographer, an educator and leader within the creative industry. Over the course of her career as a professional photographer, she has been known for capturing images that help people feel seen, loved, celebrated, and empowered to be more. Her unique portrait style is enabling thousands of clients change the way they see themselves. So they recognize the endless possibilities of what they can do, no barriers, I see that here now, have or become. Drawing on her breadth of experience from building an internationally recognized photography brand, I would like you to welcome with me Yagazie Eguare, the founder and owner of Gazmadu Studios. She has a very, very lovely name. Very unique. You're very, very welcome. I think we were supposed to, okay. I think the panel is quite complete now. And we can go straight into the theme. So can we all just smile for the camera and feel relaxed? It's not a hot seat. I poured some ice block before you came. So my first question is a general opening question, which I would like all panelists to give a shot at. We have seen our keynote speaker, Ibukun Awoshika, who has transited from the chemistry lab into furnishing, into audit, and now sits on the board of financial institutions. So women entrepreneurs today are really redefining industries. Do you agree with me? So my question, therefore, is this. What does breaking barriers and expanding frontiers personally mean to you? I think I'll start from Moji David and then bring it home. Yes, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, once again. I'm sure you don't want me to contradict myself.
No, because you said there are no barriers.
But talking about expanding frontiers, of course, it's just a way of improving on whatever that we are doing.
Okay.
Whatever level that we are now, we can definitely do better than that.
Mhm.
And this gathering today is one of the very good examples of how to expand your frontiers. You know, networking is a major tool in business. They say the bigger your network, the bigger your net worth. So
Thank you very much. Very succinctly put. Please help me to applaud Dr. Moji David for that very concise answer. And now we'll go on to Osai. What, in your opinion, is breaking barriers and expanding frontiers? What does it mean to you?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for having me here. For me, I mean, we've talked about breaking barriers over, I mean, as long as I've known
I can
it,
remember.
yes. And a lot of times when we talk about breaking barriers, we're always talking about women trying to fit in, but not anymore. I mean, now women are creating their own mold. They are creating their own table. And even if there's no chairs, they're bringing in their chairs. I mean, and I think that's what really it is.
Okay.
Deciding for yourself who you are first, why you are who you are, what you want to do. And then when you walk into a room and see to yourself that there's no chair for you to sit, just find the chair to sit.
And bring it in.
And bring it in. And in doing that, you come up with different innovative. In doing that.
Sorry, noise check, please. Can we have just the panelists speaking? Thank you. You're so much appreciated.
And in doing that, you actually do expand the frontiers because you are opening the doors. You are creating more room, and becoming bolder. And when we talk about frontiers now, it's not a singular individual way of. And when she was speaking earlier, she said we are a group of a certain number. She's not carrying herself alone. She's talking about bringing a group of women, and in doing that, we're expanding, we're moving, we're pushing. And we've become very more comfortable in our skin. And I like that fact about women. And I like the fact that we are who we say we are. And we are also on a journey of deciding who we are.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with adjusting. And that is really what breaking barriers is because you move in the journey, you adjust, you relearn, unlearn, decide to move again, but not waiting for anyone to give you a seat at the table. That's what it is.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Give it up for Osaya Lile, who has told us that if there is no chair at that table, you bring your chair in. And now we'll go on to Mr. Dr. Barrow. Sir, in your opinion, what does breaking barriers and expanding frontiers mean? What does it mean to you?
Thank you very much. I'll go differently.
Okay.
I believe that in a corporate environment, every institution should have a strategic plan. That plan speaks to the future.
Yes.
And in that plan, you see a picture of where you want to be 3 years, 5 years down the road. So breaking barrier in that definition means doing all you can to achieve that picture in 3 years or 5 years' time. So if in your picture you want to expand your operation, so you need to have more locations, you need to expand your capacity to produce. It means that you need to fund that operation. It means that you need to employ more people. It means that you need to train more people. It means that you need to train the required skill to man those businesses. So if you identify that as your strategic intent, breaking barriers means taking steps to achieve those strategic intents so that 3 years down the road, when you look back, you say, I've achieved that objective. You then set a new set of objectives for a new high to look into the future. So it's a constant conversation, defining, thinking about the future, what to do into the future. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Please give it up for Mr. Obaro Osa for telling us that you can paint a picture, have a strategic roadmap, and you keep on reinventing and moving towards that desired future. So Yagazie, if you look through your lens as a published photographer, what do you see in terms of breaking barriers and expanding frontiers, particularly for women?
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me, and even more honored to be on the same panel with these really great and amazing women that I love and I am inspired by. So for me, breaking barriers is, first of all, acknowledging and coming to the awareness that you have a seed inside of you that has the capacity to change the world. And seeing yourself as that person who is the person for the job. In my experience, because I have worked with several women and several leading women, I feel like one of the biggest barriers that we need to break is the barrier of self. The barrier of how we see ourselves, the barrier of the internal limits that we have put on ourselves as to what is possible for you or what is possible that you can do. And if that is not shifted, it really doesn't matter how much anyone pushes you, right? You would always go back and look at yourself in the mirror and say, no, not me. No, not me. My mom didn't tell me that. I am not coming from a lineage that has ever done that. People from my side don't do this. So you see that you start to give yourselves reason and doubt why you cannot take that step. So now expanding frontiers is, again, you can get to the point where you have made progress, and progress can become your enemy because you settle. Now you don't think, you know what, I have done this here, and you don't recognize that whatever solution that you have here, that is the solution that the world needs. And it's not just for your local aspect. So you're thinking, how do I expand in the people, not just in the people that I hire, but in the people that I'm able to connect with so that I can expand the way that I see the world. How can I expand in places? If I have taken over Lagos, there are people, other states in Nigeria that need the solutions that I have. There are people in Africa, there are people, because once we start to think that, we don't actually now think that we have achieved anything. It humbles you and makes you realize that I have a lot of work to do. And then expanding in principles, like what is it that, where do I see myself and where I am now? And what are those things that I need to deliberately learn or expose myself or learn or expose myself to, so that my mind can come into that space where I start to actually expand more.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Yagaze, for reminding us that the greatest barrier is the barrier of self. And I think Dr. Moji David, also mentioned something like that in her speech, her keynote speech. So, Asaya, I'd like to, kind of make a little detour to you here now to ask about support. You've supported many, many women-led initiatives through the ACT Foundation. What patterns or traits do you see among the women who shatter, who break that glass ceiling, and who successfully overcome the barriers? What patterns, what traits?
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. We've done, apart from ACTA, I was
Fate.
Wimbies as well, chair of Wimbies for many years. And I've worked with women for over 20 years. And I've seen the good, the challenging, and the very difficult. But the truth is that I think I want to just stand with what she said first. It's really a mindset.
Mindset.
And I find out that anytime we speak to women or we want to help them to overcome or to get their businesses settled, the first thing is really when their mind is at the right place. When they know for themselves that this is what I want to achieve and the value that they're bringing to the table, you find out that once you do that, you've dealt with 50% of the problem. Because women are conditioned to solve.
Yep.
And as Ms. Davis said, it's not really always about the money. And yes, they do need the money, but it's really about what can I do? What can I do for my family? What can I do for the community? And they're always thinking in that regard. I'll give an example. We have a group of women now, about 45,000 of them that we work with in the North.
Wow.
And when we started off, we were about 200 and something women. And when I first spoke to the woman, she kept on saying, look, this is difficult, the security problems. She kept on saying, it can be done.
Wow.
That's all she kept on telling me. There was nothing else she said to me, just kept on saying it can be done. And this is 6 years now. We have 45,000 registered women. Resilience, they are just dogged in their ways. They might not speak your language, they might not talk to you, they might be all covered up. It's just that women, when they are resilient, regardless of what you see, they want to achieve their goal. When we walk into a room, we walk into a room and we take over the room. And that doesn't mean that we don't have what you're talking about in terms of people that are a bit worried or afraid or not confident, but in terms of building, that resilient spirit is so essential. Knowing yourself, being resilient, being dogged, knowing why you are doing this in the first place, because your why is what keeps you awake. Your why is what wakes you up in the morning. Your why is what keeps you going, even when there's no money, when you lose all your money. There's something that tells you that you have to do this thing. And that's my own why. Everything else is just an addition. Of course, the environment, how you were raised as well. But those things can be put at the side, regardless of what family you come from, what kind of level you are. When you see women that are resilient, they know who they are. They want to achieve, they want to be able to do things for the community. And I'm not talking about big achievements of sitting in the boardrooms. I'm even talking about basic, I want my 2 daughters to go to school. That thing drives them. And once that happens, everything else, you just teach and you drive. It's like smooth water just flowing. It becomes an easy drive. And we as women have to have those things. Of course, there's so many much more things, which I'm sure BOI will talk about in terms of having that understanding of a business. But once we have that, then it's easier to overcome everything else.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Osai, for telling us that knowing who you are, that spirit of resilience and being dogged, just saying it can be done. Like the woman who started off with a 200 women group and now 45,000. That is awesome. Another round of applause, please. and not just shows you the power of what women can do. So, Mr. Barrow, pending the time you are going to uncover the money you brought for us. Yes, isn't that why we're here, ladies? From your experience, what makes women-led businesses stand out or succeed in different ways, succeed differently from others? What makes that woman-owned business stand out? What makes it really stand out?
Thank you. I think the first is an issue of ethics and character. In banking, they talk about the 5 C's of credit.
Oh, yes.
The first is character. And every other thing falls or rises with that first one, which is character. And I think that women, from statistics available, have confirmed that when it comes to granting credit, women have the highest repayment record.
Let's give it up for women.
And so because of that, that speaks to ethics. Because when there are challenges in your business, your commitment to your credit, people who are giving you money, still stands solid. So you see, honor those commitments despite the challenges you are going through. And that speaks to your character. Okay, so that is number one. And that is why, as an institution, 10, 11 years ago and counting, we recognize the pivotal role of women in business. And that is why we support different women-owned organizations in terms of corporate responsibilities, in terms of capacity building, in terms of training, and also working with them to build their businesses. We took a step further to have a structure around that. And so we have a full-fledged division focused on gender. Because we define a business from a very broad and international perspective. So we're looking at businesses owned by women, A, businesses managed by women, B, businesses who produce services or products that are basically for women, C. And we combine all that in defining what a gender lens is in terms of our business approach. So we have a full-fledged division focused on that. And we've also gone further to develop bespoke products focusing on women with special characteristics. One is to reduce the pricing. 2 is to have a very good, comfortable tenure. 3 is to have a moratorium period built into it. And more importantly, to address the age-long issue of collateral. And so we just launched a 10 billion naira fund called Product Glow. Glow means guarantee loan for women. And that allows you to borrow from Bank of Industry up to an upper limit of 50 million naira, 7% per annum interest rate.
Wow.
Tenure up to 5 years. Moratorium defined depending on the business, but up to 6 months. And of course, we can take your assets as collateral. So if you don't have a C of O, don't worry. We can take your assets, your tool of trade, we value them, and that can be used as collateral for your business.
Thank you.
Then internationally, one of the focus areas from the UN, all the major international bodies, if you read all their reports, there's a special place for women and youths. Okay. So you can't ignore it. The demography of Nigeria supports that you should focus on women because you cannot have a population of 230 million people and 50%, about 50% are women, and you lock them out of the room. You are not going to take an optimal decision.
Absolutely.
And of course, women are also very intelligent because we went to school with them, and we know some of them always, they dust us in class. You know, so everything combines. And as Madam said, you use a language that resonates with me. You said you are the vessel.
Oh, yes.
Not the lesser or the higher vessel. That the word, remove less, remove that, says I'm the vessel.
Yes.
Now look at creation. How do we come into this world?
You
can't come without a woman. So I give it up for you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Barrow. You spoke very well. Ladies, you have a 7% per annum loan. Doesn't that deserve a special applause? In an age when the loan apps are asking you for 5% per month. So we really need to applaud that. Thank you very much for talking about ethics, for talking about repayment by women, talking about the fortitude and, you know, the doggedness, the commitment to credit that women reflect. Let's give ourselves another round of applause. Once again, sound check, sound check. Please, we have a lot of side talk. Can we please keep it down so we can enjoy the panel? And my next question would be to Yagaze, the lady with the lovely name. And it goes this way. As a creative entrepreneur, how have you navigated those gender biases in the creative industry while expanding your brand internationally? Because people come out and wonder, what did this lady have to do to get this role? Why is she getting that job? Why is she doing this documentary? Maybe she compromised. So how have you navigated that gender bias in the creative industry?
Thank you so much. So I would say one of the ways I have is by just operating as though there are no biases.
Good. The no Maria woman.
Exactly. Because I mean, when I came into the industry, I mean, I moved from being a doctor of optometry to going into photography. So I was inspired by, you know, women who were doing well. And, you know, T.Y. Bello was one of the, you know, the greatest inspirations for me at the time when I started. And one of the things I said to myself was, yes, this is an industry that is hugely dominated by women, but I am the advantage.
Wow, not the disadvantage.
No, I am not the disadvantage. Because in a place where, you know, when there is darkness, when light comes in, everybody turns and looks at the light. So I came with the perspective that I am stepping into this industry as light. So your heads are going to turn to face me because I come with a different perspective and ideology and ideas that the industry has never seen before. And I'm going to be able to bring in value that is very unique to who I am as a woman. So one of the things I was very clear about from the beginning was I am going to do this without trying to be like a man. So I am going to look elegant. I'm going to look beautiful. I'm going to show up, right? I'm not going to, because I mean, in the industry, it had been that if you're a female photographer, you either have to have, you know, have jeans, have dreads, you know, just look a little untidy so that, you know, it looks like you are doing the hard work, you know. And, you know, I was very clear that I am going to step in fully as who I am because of what I am bringing to the table. And I feel, I know that mindset really influenced. And even along the way, even when I would face all the different, because I mean, I've had so many people who would refer me first as a man or just come, and I've even had people work up to me and say, well, you're a woman. Why are you doing all of this? Like, you know, what is it that you have? Like, what is it that you're doing? It's funny, but I have a vision. And I have a why, like as Osai has said. And that why is one of the things that really anchors me and helps me to keep staying persistent, because I am so certain that I am not just called to this industry to just show up. I am called to the industry to transform the industry.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. She's called into the industry to transform it. When light comes into the room, the darkness disappears, you turn to the light. I have taken away so many nuggets from what you've said, Yagazie. And I'd now like to, you know, bring home this questioning back to Dr. Davids. And my message, or rather the question to you is, what message do you have for young women who doubt their potential in a male-dominated industry? Because the face of the farmer in agric in Nigeria has been this old man, you know, wearing Ankara in the middle of the maize farm and all that. And then here you are in this pink jacket, in the high-heeled shoes. We can't believe it. So what message do you have for the young women who doubt their potential in any of the male-dominated industries, whether it's construction, whether it's aviation, even in agriculture? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we go back to the issue of mindset. There is no discipline anywhere in the world that is reserved for men. Nobody.
What?
We just go about thinking that, oh, men are supposed to do this. Men, at the end of the day, we must have a quick look. These men are now intruding into our territory.
Like chefs.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Most people here now, like the best people that make the best air now are the guys. So there is nothing like this thing is for a man. There is nowhere. Take it and own it.
Own it. Take it.
Don't forget you are unlimitable except you limit yourself. If it's training, it requires go and get trained. There is nothing, I don't know. Honestly, I'm sorry to say this because I know we have some men here, but I don't even know what it is that a man can do that a woman cannot do.
Awesome.
I think basically it's just about mindset and training. And most of us, we limit ourselves, especially for the married women. I remember there was a time in our organization, I'm sorry to say this, but there was a time in our organization we said we were not going to recruit, sorry, one house, please.
One house, please.
To recruit nursing mothers. Because we discovered that they're always coming with excuses every day. Oh, my child is this and that. So one time I said, no, we can't keep pushing these people out.
Away.
You know, just because they have decided to put themselves in that. So I decided to become an unpaid mentor to them. You don't have any problem with your child. Your child is not a problem. Children are blessings from God. So stop making it look like the reason why you can accomplish your dreams or you can't do this, you can't do that is because you have a child. I am also a mother. My first son is 28. I went through life balancing working as a mother and doing other things. So let's first acknowledge the fact that there is no industry for the men. There are industries for people, and people includes women. God bless us all.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There is no particular industry that is reserved for men. Everybody is encroaching into each other's territory and there's no work we cannot do. All right, so we have barely 6 minutes more and we'll be rounding up very quickly. Taking up from what you said about mindset and how you had to become a mentor, I'm going to turn to Osai and ask her, what mindset shift is most critical for women who want to lead change and draw other women up across Africa? So we don't have to limit your response to only Nigeria now. What mindset change is critical for us to lead frontiers and then draw up other women across Africa?
I think, first of all, same thing, having a mind that you can't be insular. A lot of the times when we do our businesses, we're very insular. We just look at, I live in Surulere, that's where my people are, and we stay there. A lot of times, it's not like you have to move out of that environment, but you must understand what's going on across Africa. I mean, I know who is out there. I know what they are doing. I know the challenges they are facing and all that. So I don't think we should look for permission. We should we should be very, very focused on purpose.
Okay.
Purpose of who we are, what we want to do, and how best to do it.
Yes. Thank you. Who we are, what we want to do, and how best to do it. Beautiful. So now, Mr. Saro, we come to you, and we are touching on this access to finance issue, which has been touted as the barrier, even though Dr. Davis told us that it's not money you need, it's an idea. So we have learned what Bank of Industry is doing, but can you give practical advice to the women in this room on what they should be doing to build financial credibility with banks, with investors? How do they become investment ready and build that credibility?
Thank you very much. This is a business school question. It's fairly straightforward. So you need to have a plan. You need to have a dream. You also need to learn from other people around you. So you cannot be on your own. You can't be in silo. You need to think and work with people in groups. So knowledge is very critical. As she said, if you are defective in one area, go and learn it. Then you also need to have a business model that resonates with your kind of business. What is a business model? It's what you can read about. It's not rocket science. It's called Business Model Canvas. It's a research work from Harvard Business School that you can apply to any business in the world. So you can learn it. There are 9 building blocks of that business model. So you can learn it. It's not something that it's not rocket science. Thank God for internet now. So you can go on your phone, just a BMC, and read about it. You bridge some knowledge gap. Participate in events like this. So in your industry, there are industry leaders. Try and work with them. Learn from them. Learn to be an apprentice. Which is again a natural women thing. Women are natural apprentice. So if you look at the transfer of knowledge from mother to daughter, there's no book where it is written. I grew up in a house where I observed my sisters always going in the kitchen with my mother. And over time, they became the cook for the house, the cook for everybody, everything. But there's no school where they taught them how to mix the pepper and the tomatoes and the salt. There was no school. But they learned from watching, observing, participating, and trying it, testing it. So what it then means is that whatever idea you have, you must take the first step by starting.
True.
Having started, look at your network. Where you live, your schoolmates, where you schooled before, if you attend a church, your church members, your classmates, galvanize them, look at that industry, narrow down. So when you need help, these are natural gravitation you should use to position yourself to get a very high number. Also, on the funding side, there is no way you have all the money in this world. And if you want to scale your business, you actually need debt funding. Women should also know that apart from your own equity, there are opportunities for you to seek debt funding to run your business. You can also seek alternative financing models where people can actually buy equity into your business. So for instance, Madam, I'm meeting for the first time. But as we were talking, I said I need to come and visit you.
Say what?
Now, what am I going to offer you may not be just debt. I might offer you opportunity for equity. Would you want to let go part of your business?
Wow.
So, and if you say yes, then it means that we need to value your business. Do the projection and say, okay, fine, let go 40%.
That's a lot too.
It's a lot.
It's a lot too.
Okay, it's a lot, but let me tell you the advantage.
So
when you let go 40%, you are bringing in fresh ideas. You are bringing in institutions with deep knowledge. You are bringing your business for sustainability and long-term run. The business will run forever.
Beautiful.
It's going to outlive you. Because you have an institution coming in to work with you, proper structure, proper corporate governance, and take the business to a far, far higher level and make it international.
Beautiful.
So which is better?
Thank you.
100% of 100,000 or 10% of 1 billion? Which is better for you?
We know the answer.
Thank you.
We're very smart. Thank you very much. And in 1 minute, Yagazie, may I just anchor this, the round of questions while I ask the other panelists to give me their final word. Please think of the final word you're going to share before we call for questions. So Yagazie, how can creative women collaborate to strengthen their visibility and influence across Africa? Yesterday I was watching Funke Akindele, who's talking about behind the scenes, and she had heavyweights from across the industry, and we're all like waiting for this movie to come out behind the scenes. So my question to you is, how can more women, collaborate to strengthen their visibility and influence across Africa?
So I would say that, I mean, in this age and time, I recently read somewhere that, collaboration is the new luxury.
Oil, yeah.
Yeah, it's a new luxury. And that is the only way that, expanding these frontiers can happen quicker than you had even imagined.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Do we stop it there? Just short and sweet.
That's okay.
Thank you. Can I now take the final word from every panelist? Dr. Moji Davids, final word. While our MC, please get ready with the questions. I hope we have questions. Okay. Madam is here. Okay. Yes,
Yeah, thank
final
you
word.
very much. Two basic things I just want to say
Okay.
is that there's always an opportunity for everyone to start all over again. Whatever it is, wherever you are right now, and it feels like things are not really working the way you want it to be, you can always start all over again. And the magic behind starting all over again is that you don't need to get motivated to get started. You only need to start, and starting is the motivation itself. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Awesome. Osai, your final words, please.
I mean, life is a journey. Don't think you're going to get there in a quick fix. You have to unlearn things. You have to relearn things. I say it all the time. And you have to know that life, you just pick things, you learn it, and you move. You just keep moving. Don't be stagnant.
Don't be stagnant.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Saro, with the money.
Okay, two words. First is partnership.
Mm.
The other one is information. Information is a very, very sweet currency. If you don't have information, you fly blind. So you seek information. Listen to business news, attend functions. Make it a habit every day. You must listen to business news, either in channels or Arise or any of the media that you are interested in. Every day, you will pick one or two things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Saro, if I could add to that, let all the women be aware of the tax reforms starting 1st of January 2026. And now I'll, hook my anchor with Yagazie. Final words, please.
I would say, give yourself the permission to become, even when you have become. Yes.
Give yourself permission to become.
Yes, especially because when you keep growing and you keep achieving, it's so easy to get locked in that and forget that there is still more that is possible, and it can come from unexpected places. So allow yourself to learn from people that are already within your sphere, but more importantly, for the unexpected, the younger person beside you, your driver, your nanny, things that are just
Exactly.
happening all around you. We're in a very fast-paced world. And I think if we learn to, just be present and observe, there's so much that we can learn, even not in big places like this.
But around us.
But around us, yeah.
Awesome. And it's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. We have come to the end of the panel session talking about breaking the non-existent barriers and expanding frontiers. And now we would like to ask the MC to field the questions. I see Yeye has a question right in front. Ola Sumbo has a question. I can see her hand up. Maybe we can have a third person. Is there any man who has a question? There's a lady right at the back who has a question. Can you help with the microphone, please? Please pass.
Thank you very much. I am a politician. You all know. And a businesswoman, yes. Well, I'm into CSR advocacy and so much. When you are talking about no barrier, and I kept asking myself, is there a barrier in politics, women in politics? If I begin to tell the story, it will take, but then I like the idea of taking my chair. When I get to places where You know, it's men dominated. And I've contested to be senator 7 times. I've been nominated to be deputy governor of Lagos State. So when I get to a position where the men are sitting and everything, and I know where my place is, I go to my leader. Look, 10 tables, 9 men, no woman. Ah, madam, yes. Bring a table for her, bring a table for her. We really need to do that. Most times when you do it, people misunderstand. I'm 73 years old, by the way, and I'm not giving up.
No, never.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, madam.
Before I sit down, I would like BOI, you spoke about CSR. I dream CSR, I sleep CSR, I eat CSR. That's what I do now. I don't even do much business anymore, but CSR is on the basis. And I'm having an event here on the 30th of CSR. We nominate people, my company. What we do is to bring out people who should influence others who are sitting in their closets instead of adding value to what women are doing and all that. So right here on the 30th of May, forgive me if I'm, I am nominating Madam for a CSR award for all that you've been doing. And I just asked, when are you coming back? You said 29th. So I'm happy that you'll be available on the 30th. Same thing for BOI. You are doing so much, so much. BOI too is nominated for CSR award and I will reach out to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your very enlightening comments. Yeah. Madam Olasumbo. And then there was
so
a
much
at the back.
Thank you. My name is Olasumbo Adeleke. I run Haloft Limited, and we are into shea butter processing. So, Mr. Osa, the question is actually for you. We have 2 factories. One is in Oyo State, which produces 7 tons of shea butter per day, and the other one in Kwara State, which produces 2 tons of shea butter per day. And we work with the grassroots women. We have about over 100 women within our network. And you know, shea butter, we have the season, we have the off season. So even if we have a buyer that wants to buy like 10 tons and is giving us a deposit of 50%, the remaining 50%, where do we get it? Now, your programs, you are addressing, you talked about the growth, GLOW program now that you're having, but it's for the women in this hall. What about the women at the grassroots? The women at the grassroots, your programs doesn't really trickle down to them. We are not feeling your impact. And these women, when we meet them, they say, mommy, gbogbo programs tó máa ń sọ ya kan máa ń gbọ́ náà ni ẹ̀wọ̀n kì í sọ fún wa. Báwo la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe? How can we be part of it? So that is my question. How does it trickle down? How does the rural women benefit from it? Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Saru, can you just hold on? Let us get the last question. Last question. The lady who had her hand up at the back. So we'll take the 2 questions together. We'll take the last. Yes, that's the last question. Sorry, I hope you noted. Yes.
Thank you. So I listened to all the panelists with very keen attention. And there's something that Mr. Obaro said about attending conferences like this, so we get information. Now, when I look at the room, I see a lot of women, older, with decades of experience. And there are 2 ways we learn. We learn from experience and we learn from others. So I want to ask the panelists, what advice will you give to your younger self or to someone like me on how to truly build a business of impact and avoid mistakes as much as possible?
You see them shaking their head. Thank you for that question. So Mr. Osaro will start, and then Osai, Oji David, and possibly Yagazie will answer all the second question together. So Mr. Osaro, please make it short and sweet. The MC has been giving me a threatening look.
Thank you very much. I will start with the second question. Madam, you need an advice, eh? I'll basically say 3 things. I think you need to prepare yourself. Preparation is very critical, and that involves properly schooled and having the knowledge which you can acquire either by going to normal school or you do it yourself. because the internet now has a lot of opportunities for you to learn. There's virtually nothing now that you can set. Thank God AI is even coming now. With AI now, there's virtually nothing. Just ask a question in less than 2 minutes. The entire result is out for you to check. And if you're not satisfied, tweak the question a different way, I'm going to see another result. You then compare, and then you know. So first is knowledge, okay? And of course, please be prepared for the long haul. There will be challenges. I'm telling you upfront, there will be challenges because the environment keeps changing, and so your ability to adapt to the changing environment will decide how successful you become in the future.
Okay, please don't
Then to
forget
the first question,
the
first question, Madam, our products are not for urban people alone. So everything you see on the TV is for Nigeria. So Nigeria is not defined only by Lagos or Ibadan or Benin City. Nigeria is defined by saying, or your town, Ilesha, Shaki, Ife, etc. Just to speak for the Southwest and other places across the entire federation.
Can they go on?
So you speak of Oyo and Kwara. We have a state office in Kwara, managed by a state manager. We have a state office in Oyo, in Ibadan, managed by a state manager. I will advise that you have a conversation with them. If you go online, you see all their details. But if you want them, I can give them to you almost immediately. I'll give you the state manager's name and telephone numbers. When you talk about share butter, that is an area of my personal interest. Why am I interested? Because if you look at the data available, you know you cannot deny data. The data shows that we are a major producer in the world. I think we are number 4.
Yes.
But when it comes to exports, we're not there at all. In fact, people move our raw materials to go and export it from Ghana, Benin Republic, and Cote d'Ivoire. So we are working seriously to drive the value chain development. We have a program looking at the entire value chain, not only share butter, look at the entire country and our value chains. So I think we can talk outside this. Thank you.
Yes, please. Thank you very much. I wonder if Osai or Dr. David has anything to add to the First Lady who wanted an advice to your younger self on how to start a business and not make mistake proof. She wants a mistake proof business. Is that on? You can have this. Okay.
An advice to my younger self.
Yes, please.
Dream big.
Dream big.
Dream big.
Okay.
They said if you aim for the sky and you can't get there, at least you fall amongst
the stars.
So dream big. Then she also said something about avoiding making mistakes. No, nobody has it figured all out from the beginning. Mistake is part of the journey. So don't even bother about making mistakes. Be free, because if you're too careful, then you will not be able to achieve your dreams.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So I have a few more comments here. Let me take them quickly. Nigerian tax laws. As we're approaching 2026, all our women entrepreneurs should be aware that the implementation of new taxes will commence. Proper record keeping is very crucial. You know, these are some of the qualities and the attributes we have to instill in our female business women. There's a question here. How can I access loan from BOI for my business? Number 1, education sector. This is services, sir. For primary and secondary school, and the second is agribusiness. You've answered this question to an extent. Is there anything to add, particularly with regards to the services sector? Okay, so that's it. Please let people know that everything is online. Please
go to our website.
Yeah.
If you go to our website, a whole lot of things I'm said here, are actually available. So we finance several transactions, including education, okay? But education is defined from a technical perspective, okay? I'm aware that there's a new thing about CBT for exams at secondary school level. And I think we're also adding that as part of the things we fund currently. Thank you.
What do you mean the CBT? The computer-based
tests.
To get a loan now?
No. The Ministry of Education.
Okay, yes.
Through WAEC, they are driving a radical change in their policy.
Oh, sorry.
And so anytime there's a policy shift, we internally also review to say, What does
Okay.
it mean to our business?
So can
Is it
people
something
come
that we
to
can
you
do?
to apply to obtain equipment like the laptops?
Yes, that's what I'm
and things
saying.
like
That's
that?
exactly what
Okay.
I'm saying. And we've given one already in Ibadan. One, I think the first test came on board last week.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So another question for BOI. The maritime industry is capital intensive, about $1 million to get a tier 2 assist or something like that. Is it asset? A fairly used vessel. What does BOI have for women in this industry, especially for upcoming women? A brand new vessel can cost up to $6 million. Women, are we listening? Okay. And for security escort vessel as well, please address this. So this is from Biliko Sulawal, founder AA Secure Platforms. She would like you to come up with $6 million, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Madam, that asked that question. The NIMASA arrangement is run by CVFF. They have it's an act of parliament. NIMASA was set up by act of parliament. And so they have a fund called CVFF. The CVFF actually have provision to support vessel financing up to $25 million. And we're working strongly with NIMASA because the arrangement of CVFF is that NIMASA will provide 50%. The bank that is supporting the program provides 35%, and the ship promoter of the project will provide 15%. So they run a 50, 35, 15% ratio. And we are in very strong touch with NIMASA to develop a very robust relationship.
Okay.
But if you are currently contributing to NCDMB in the oil and gas industry,
Okay.
you can come forward and we can give you up to $10 million to support that venture. Thank you.
Let's give that a round of applause for that. And women, don't forget the compliance, the requirements. Do you have your audited accounts? Do you pay taxes? Do you know how much you made in your business last month? Do you have management accounts for every quarter? Do you have a board? Okay, so some of these issues need to come into play as well. A couple of questions left. How can I narrow down to what is best to invest in when there are so many ideas that could affect your focus? I'll just take it along with the second question, which says, if my business idea is different from my lifelong career, Yagazi, I think you answer this. Is it just okay to put an end to the path you have taken for years and start afresh on something completely different, from optometry to photography? I think you'll be good to answer this question. The career path doesn't yield much compared to what the business in the long run could yield, but certainty is not known. Only God knows certainty. So Yagazie, what do you say about this, putting aside your career, going into business, pursuing your dream? What thoughts, what advice do you have about this?
I would say that, I mean, it's a decision that you have to make carefully. And of course, putting into consideration all the factors surrounding you, because I don't know the realities of your own life, right? I think there is an age where you are a bit more, your risk appetite is a bit higher. But as you get older, and then depending on your life circumstances, if you're a mother, if you have children, if you have all of that, you have people depending on you, you have to be more deliberate in making some certain decisions, knowing that there are people that are going to be affected by your decision. So of course, if you're just young and you're just by yourself, you're in a better position to make such a radical decision and risky decision and just say, you know what, I am going to do this, which was it that in my own case, right? If I think back, that might not have been the best, that might not have been the best decision, but because I'm a very persistent kind of person, I'm very dogged. So I am deeply driven, so that kind of spirit is one of the things that you need to be able to take such courageous decision and just stick to it and tell everybody, this is where I want to go to, right? Even when you say this is where I want, you're not just chilling, you know that it requires work,
hard work.
Like it requires a lot of work, and you're ready to put in that work, right? You understand that you might fail. And if you fail, you're going to rise up again and you're going to keep going. So it's coming to that understanding that the fact that you're transitioning doesn't mean everything is going to be good. If anything, it's actually going to be really terrible. Now, the question is, are you prepared to go through that rough part for as long as you can or you need to be able to get to the light? Do you have a why that is compelling enough that is going to keep you, drive you in for the long haul? And not just, oh, you know what I'm earning here is going to be better than what I think is a very fickle reason.
For some time.
It's a basic reason, and it's not substantial enough for you to make such move. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Saru, there are so many questions for BOI and the money. You said, I have one here that says, Mr. Obarosa, you said to access fund is at 7%. It's for one particular program, not be all the above. And how do we begin? How do we access the fund? You've answered by saying they should go online. So can we take it along with this second question? If you can please remind the women how to access finance. If you have your website, you can please give them an idea of the web address and maybe where you have the regional offices scattered all over Nigeria. That would also be good. Please take it along with this final question. You spoke about value chains. Are you also looking at the regional value chains within the ECOWAS sub-region as a way to facilitate export development within Africa, particularly with AFTA,
Okay, I'll start with the second one, and I'm happy you use the word AFTA.
Yes.
We are focused on export development and also converting informal export trade to formal export trade. A whole lot of export takes place informally. It's amazing to know that the whole lot of onions produced in the north ends up in Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, Mali, Niger, unaccounted for from our MBS records. And trailers every day, 10, 15, 20 trailers leave Kano, headed towards Cote d'Ivoire. Onion. Onion is a major product, and we are working to developing that value chain and make it domesticated in Nigeria. Because onion is turned into flakes, turned into powder, and it's a very big market. Same for tomatoes, same for pepper, etc. So we're very intentional about that.
Regional value chain.
Yeah, regional value chains, starting with Nigeria. So that we can take advantage after and also create wealth for our people. Then your first question.
Yes.
I'm sure you're in Lagos.
Access finance.
Two ways. If you're in Lagos, we have 3 contact points in Lagos.
Okay.
If you're on the mainland, we are in Alausa, Ikeja.
Yes.
If you're on the islands where we are now, we're in Lekki. Okay. We're in Lekki to take off the island up to Ekpe. Then also our head office is in Marina, 23 Marina. So that is one option if you're in Lagos. We are present in every state of the federation. There's no unmanned states. Every state has a presence of BOI. And our website is www.boi.ng. If you go there, you're going to see our structure, all the state managers, all the regional managers, their names, their telephone numbers are all on our website. And you can feel free to contact them. And if for whatever reason you are not satisfied with the response, please feel free to report to customer care. Thank you.
Thank you. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end.
No more questions,
I'm
please.
so sorry. Maybe you can see any of the panelists immediately after. Thank you very much. It's been such a big delight having Dr. Moji David. We've had this Osai Alile and Mr. Osaro and Yagazin. Thank you very much for being on this panel. My name remains Fayo Williams, the one who talks and talks and talks. It's nice being here.
Just keep seated. Let's take the picture. The panel.
Okay, so thank you so much for having us. I just have a quick announcement to make, the permission of the MC and of course my chairperson. Today is World Food Day, and I'm a healthy living advocate, and fortunately, I managed to be the MD of a good food company. So as a way of promoting healthy living, we have, maybe after the program, we have something for you to have a taste of as you begin to live healthy. Secondly, also, as we talk about how women can break barriers and expand their frontiers, I'm proposing, my chairman, I'm proposing a revaluation and strategy retreat for women where we can, reevaluate ourselves and, see the values that we possess as women, our inner abilities, and then begin to see how we can work better with it, and then lay out some strategies, winning strategies, by which we can run out and be better in the year 2026. Extra Large Farms and Resorts, we own the biggest luxury farm resort in the continent, Africa. Located on thousands of acres of land somewhere in the Ogun State, beautiful accommodation and everything. And for celebrating the annual Women's Symposium today, proposing that retreat, and I'm also giving out 10 tickets worth about 3.5 million. I don't know how the chairwoman is going to share that and give that to 10 women here today for an all-expense paid 3 days luxury retreat at Extra Large Farms. And I'll try as much as possible to be around to be with these women, and let's talk about how we can take our businesses forward. And if you're not nominated to be amongst the 10, please find your way to still probably pay your way in. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Please hold on. Hold on.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Moji, for that beautiful giveaway. Please, may I invite the presence of Mrs. Mabugunje to the stage to join us on this picture with the panelists, and also Mrs. Fola Shadi. Okay, I beg your pardon, ma. Mrs. Shadi Babenti Young, please come to the stage to take pictures with the panelists. Okay.
A long time champion.
Okay, we'll then proceed to the individual. Please, ma, please still stay on the stage. The individual. So we'll call on Mrs. Yagazi Iguare. Please come to the front and take your picture with. Yes, please step forward to the front. Yagazi, please step forward to the front.
Yes, so it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the chair of the women's group and the executive, and generally the members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to present you with this in appreciation of your being here today as a panelist at this event. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. A round of applause for Yagazi, please. The next person is Mr. Obaru Osa. Please, a round of applause for this man supporting woman or women. He or she is a very outstanding man. Thank you, Mr. Obaru.
It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the chair of the women's group, the executive, and generally the members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, to appreciate you for being a panelist at this event. I hereby present you with this in honor of your presence here. Thank you.
Thank you for clapping. Those of you that are not clapping, no BOI loan for you. No money for you.
Thank you very
much. All right, Mrs. Osayi Alile, please. A round of applause for Mrs. Osayi Alile.
Osai, imagine that. Do you want to know how far back Osai and I go? Right to the beginning. 25 years. Oh my goodness. I finally get to give you something. So it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the chair of the women's group, the executive, and generally the members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry to present you with this in honor of your being a panelist here today. Thank you very much for honoring us.
All right. We also like to bring up stage Mrs. Achenyo Indachaba Obaro. Mrs. Achenyo. Okay. All right. For our amiable moderator for the day. Please put your hands together for our amiable moderator. She has done a very good job managing the panel session.
I was talking about Osai. This particular relationship is ancient, as in ancient. We went to the same university. And we've been doing lots of things together as consultants in the development sector. Mrs. Fire Williams. Always the quintessential person. Well, on behalf of the chair of the women's group, the executive and members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, of whom you are a part, a very important part, it gives me great pleasure to present you with this in recognition of your role as moderator at this panel session. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay. I just want to quickly get a feedback. Have we been having a great time, please? Have we been having a great time? Okay, good. All right. Please put your hands together for yourself for staying true and listening and getting one or two things together. Quickly, would like to recognize the presence of Mrs. If I get that correctly, Mrs. Jumoke Fashanu, the Vice President, Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mrs. Jumoke Fashanu. Is she here? Oh, okay, she's left. Okay. Also, would like to recognize the presence of Yeye Adenike Shubayo, the former Vice President, LCCI. Shubajo, please forgive me. Mrs. Yeye Adenike Shubajo, the former Vice President, LCCI, and MD CEO of AS plus A Communication Limited. Please signify. Wow. And past chairperson of the women group. Please celebrate her with a round of applause. Also, would like to recognize the presence of Mrs. Angela Bankole, the chairperson of the LCCI SME group. Mrs. Angela Bankole, thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. All right, quickly, we want to present the plaques of appreciation to our sponsors. Our sponsors, I think our sponsors deserve a round of applause. It's not easy dropping one or two to support this event. So the first on the list is Crown Flour Mills. Can we please have the representative of Crown Flour Mills come up stage to receive their plaque? Crown Flour Mills. Anyone from Crown Flower Mills? I think I saw them outside. Okay, quickly, let's have the next one. Also, big thanks to Nelson Nigeria PLC. Do we have a representative from Nelson Nigeria? Nelson Nigeria. Do we have any representative from them? Okay. All right, Nelson. What's the last one? That's all. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Right now we're about to go into the fireside chat quickly. And I would like to bring up stage Mrs. Anoluwa Lawal. Mrs. Anoluwa Lawal, are you in the house? Oh, okay. Please don't worry. I'll introduce you. I can see you are very much ready. All right. So this fireside chat is going to be very short. And the panel session has been, please, let's try as much as we can, stick to time as possible. So I'll bring up stage Mrs. Anoluwa Lawal, the MD CEO of eTravel Limited. I should bring up stage the fireside chat panelists. Please come up. A round of applause for her, please. Two. Okay. All right. So hold on. What's the Okay. All right. Quickly, we want to bring off stage Princess Tola Omole. I'm aware that she has to quickly step into another event. Please, Princess Tola Omole, please come off stage. Please, a round of applause for Princess Tola Omole as she reads a goodwill message. A round of applause for Princess Tola. Princess Tola is the national coordinator for the ANWBN Nigeria. Thank you, ma.
Good afternoon, everyone. Permit me to stand on the existing protocol. I love to see women looking good and gathering here. My name is Princess Omotola Omole. I am the National Coordinator of ANWBN, Association of Nigerian Business Women Network. We have about 87 business women there, and LCCI Women Group is one of us. So most of we are over 4 million members. Please, can you just say hello to the next woman sitting by you? You see, it's so nice when you see women coming together. But the problem we have with women is women must learn to lift women up. The woman sitting by you might be the next woman that you need that will solve your problem. So when you come to a gathering like this, looking so gorgeous, please try not to pull the other women down. Say hello to yourself and share your card. You might just need, your turnaround might just be in this group. So please learn to say hello to one another and share your business cards. Thank you very much. Okay. Entrepreneurs breaking barriers is a powerful concept that highlights the resilience, innovation, and determination of entrepreneurs who challenge the status and push beyond limitation. Here are some aspects to discuss. Type of barriers. We have social barriers, economic barriers, technological barriers, regulatory barriers that disturbs women business. Then you will now talk about the impact entrepreneur breaking barriers. Role models. We must learn to be role models to ourselves. Successful entrepreneurs inspire and motivate others, paving the way for future generations. Challenges were faced by entrepreneurs. One of them are mentorship and coaching. Offering guidance and mentorship to one another help entrepreneurs to navigate challenges. Then maybe policy support, that's from the government side, advocacy, policy support, entrepreneur innovation. I think by discussing entrepreneur breaking barriers, we can highlight the importance of entrepreneurs in driving economic growth, innovation, and social change, while others exploiting ways to support and empower entrepreneurs to overcome challenges and advance success. Thank you very much for this time.
Please, can we keep clapping for Princess Omole for that very short but powerful rendition? All right, so quickly, I would like to bring up stage our guest for the fireside chat, Mrs. Achenyo Idachaba Obaro. Please come off stage. Can we put our hands together for Mrs. Achenyo Idachaba Obaro? Please. Can you please come here, ma'am? I would like to read your profile before your session. Hey, these are your products. The facts speak for itself. All right, Mrs. Achenyo Idachaba is a computer scientist turned social entrepreneur. I feel like there are a lot of people switching careers here. Eco-innovator and biophilic designer. She is the founder and CEO of Meet, an award-winning social enterprise transforming waste and building livelihoods through the transformative of invasive aquatic weeds and agricultural residues into sustainable textiles and decorative home accessories for over 12 years. She won the Katia Initiative Award for Women in Sub-Saharan Africa in 2014. Her TED Talk had over 8 million views as of 2020. Please, a round of applause. That's a milestone. And Chanya is listed among the 2023 Leading Ladies Africa's 100 Most Inspiring Women in Nigeria. She is a 2024 Vital Voices Global Ambassador Program Fellow, a 2023 MIT Legatum Foundry Fellow. Please, a round of applause. It's so easy now. If it's easy, do amo. A 2017 Vital Voices VV Lead Fellow, a 2017 Why Nigeria Leading Ladies Africa's 100 Most Inspiring Women in Nigeria, a 2015 Tony Elumelu Foundation Fellow, a 2014 Katia Women's Initiative Fellow, and 2013 UWIN Awardee. She has been featured on several global and new media, including the BBC, the Dutch World TV, CNN's African Startup, and Google Africa International Women's In campaign. It's only people at the front that are clapping. You think it's easy, Abby, to feature? They are not listening. Okay. All right. She's also a Nigerian social enterprise goes global. A Nigerian social enterprise goes global used by publishing titled Meeting Meth. She has several businesses used by several business schools, I beg your pardon, across the globe, and also featured in a 2018 United Nations Environment Program publication on exploring the potential for adopting alternative materials to reduce marine plastic litter. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mrs. Achenyo Idachaba Obaro, the founder and CEO of Meeting Met. She's going to be our speaker for today. Thank you so much, man. It's a pleasure to read those amazing things you're doing. I will hand over to our host, Mrs. Anolua.
Good afternoon, everyone, once again. And thank you for honoring us today. We feel good, Women Group, to having you today.
Thank you very much.
Your
Anu.
profile speaks a lot. Your profile is so steady and intentional, and we appreciate you for that. Today, we are on a fireside chat.
Please, I would like to crave our indulgence. This is a fireside chat, which means there is no any other legal chat allowed in the hall. We're speaking about women breaking barriers. We must get this even right in our midst. So this is a fireside chat, which means this is the only allowed chat in the hall at this moment. Please, let's just take time. It's not going to take much of our time. Thank you. Please, you can go on.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, again. And are we really ready for the fireside chat? Okay, so I would appreciate pay attention to listen to her, because for me, I haven't heard the profile. It's just giving me some vibes, for real. It's giving me some vibes. So thank you again, and you're welcome. So the ladies are willing to listen to you and to get motivated by you. So through the years, reading your profile, I haven't listened to your profile. You've been on for a few decades now. Well done, man. So I will be throwing some questions to you, and we believe you're ready for us. You have done so well. We appreciate you. Personally, I appreciate you, and I feel honored to sit with you today. I want to say that your resume, the profile, clearly states a lot. Can you indicate your success in the circular economy, or can you briefly explain what circular economy is? Yeah,
That's fine. Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and ladies. It's a delight to be here. So before I answer the question, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to have this fireside chat and to sit on this hot seat. Much appreciated. And I would like to thank my sister who actually put my name forward, Mrs. Bukola Kimoladu, who unfortunately is not present here today. So a big thank you to the chair for this opportunity. So what exactly is the circular economy? I guess that's the question before we start talking about what I do. Let's start with the dominant systems that we have in place today, which is essentially you take finite resources, you make something, after you finished using it, you dispose of it, and then it pollutes the environment. So that's the linear economy. The circular economy, on the other hand, is circular, just like the name implies, and it's also a closed loop. So you're thinking of a resilient system, which is designed or aims to actually eliminate waste and pollution, which is typically generated from the linear economy, and then to also keep materials and products in use for as long as possible. And then also look at regenerating nature. So that's essentially what the circular economy entails. It's very resilient, and it actually starts with design. I think a lot of
we're seeing the byproducts that we're seeing in the environment today in terms of waste and pollution is because design was not really thought of very deeply in terms of its implications in the environment after that particular product is either consumed or has fulfilled its useful life. So it all starts with design, and that's what makes the circular economy a resilient system and an absolute necessity for us today if we're going to have, you know, a future, an environment for generations to come.
Right. Thank you. Okay. So I would like for you to also brief us what Mitimet really does before I go into other questions.
All right, so that's a very good question. What does Mitimet do? And why was this definition of circular economy important in the first place? Well, we actually play or operate in the circular economy. The circular economy has 5 models. The first model has to do with circular supply, and in no particular order, the 5 models. So circular supply has to do with inputs, the kind of inputs we're using. So are we using renewable resources? Are we using recycled resources? Are we using bio-based or natural inputs in our production process? Then another model is the sharing model. So that question about, you know, infrastructure and maritime vessels, I found very interesting because within the circular economy and looking at sharing models, it's not necessarily to own assets or infrastructure, but to look at opportunities where you can actually share. So you have co-ownership, sharing of assets or sharing of infrastructure. Then you also have product as a service. Everyone, or most people might have heard of software as a service, SaaS. In the circular economy, we're talking about PaaS, product as a service. And then you talk about product life extension. So when you design the product, yeah, you're looking at how you can actually extend the life of the product. And then resource and resource recovery. And that's where Mitimet comes into play. So we are actually taking resources found in our environment. And for those of you that are Lagosians and are familiar with the lagoon, at a certain time of the year, which is now, there's a plant that invades the water called water hyacinth. That is the resource we work with. So water hyacinth is an environmental menace. It disrupts livelihoods. It hampers transportation on the waterways. And what we're doing is we're taking this resource, we're recovering this resource and transforming it into functional use by empowering and engaging communities that are affected negatively by it. And it's always very helpful to have show and tell because the questions are what possibly could come out of this. So this, apart from the items on the table which are made from it, if you look at this item from a distance, you think, oh, this might be Ashoke, right? And you're probably, yes. Thank you very much, Anu. This is actually made from water hyacinth. Yes. So it's woven. So we've recovered this resource. So again, you know, talking about opportunities and identifying opportunities within your immediate environment, we've taken this, empowered communities to actually harvest, dry, and weave the water hyacinth into ropes. Then we take our indigenous weaving techniques, weaving on the looms. So Auntie Shade has Ashoke, Auntie Toki has Ashoke as a shawl or a throw over the shoulder. We're using the same techniques that are used for weaving these materials to actually weave the water hyacinth. So this just gives you an idea of what we're doing in terms of resource recovery, which is one of the models of the circular economy. And we have several other products here on stage, which are also made from this resource that we have recovered. Thank you very much, Anu, for yes. Thank you very much, Anu, for displaying and showing and telling on our behalf. Yes.
Yes, that part was really necessary. Okay, so I haven't talked about this for you.
Yes.
Going through your pages, your social pages, I saw that it's not just the table. Okay, so I actually placed it like this because I think I saw table runners.
Yes, it's a table runner. It can be a
Okay.
floor runner. It can also be a furniture throw that you place on the chair. So it's multifunctional as well.
Also from the same water hyacinth.
From water hyacinth.
You make rugs?
Yes, we make rugs. We make rugs. We make
Lamps.
lighting. Yes, wall
And then-
tapestries.
Okay. And then this water hyacinth seem to be waste.
Yes.
Sea waste.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Exactly.
So I would like to ask you, based on this, that been through this journey, what has been the barriers that you've been through and how were you able to lope out of it?
All right, a very good question. So about the barriers, and we've heard today there are no barriers, right? And I totally believe that because as you've asked this question, I won't say that there have been barriers as such, apart from the ones that I would have imposed on myself. So, we hear quite, people might say, how about financing? Have you had all the money that you've needed to grow this business? I wish I did, but money is a limited or is a finite resource. But the little I've had, I've been able to use in the business, right? And to grow the business. And in doing that, I've been able to access more. So I think it's starting with what you have and actually being very accountable for what you have received. And we've been the beneficiary of a number of awards, business plan competitions, which were also gender focused. So I benefited from You Win Women, and this was in 2013. So that's about 12 years ago. And when I tell people, a number of people are like, wow, you're one of the products of You Win Women. I don't know how many of us are still running our businesses. So, looking at, I would say no barriers apart from the ones that I have imposed on myself. And then there's something that I read recently, right? You don't limit the challenges, but you challenge the limits, right? So, and in challenging those limits, you're able to push forward with dogged determination, like Yagazie said, with that drive that, nothing is going to stop me from achieving this goal. There are no limitations out there that are going to hinder me from actually accomplishing what I've set out to accomplish. I've been at this for 14 years. Right? And the work, I registered the business 14 years, but the work actually began before I registered the business. So I did my research to understand the prevalence and the impact that this invasive weed that I wanted to work with had on the communities. So I understood that this was a challenge in these communities, and I wanted to proffer a solution. And the solution had to be a win-win solution. And that, in essence, was the genesis of this journey, which has not been a cakewalk or a piece of cake, like Mr. Obaro said, Mr. Osa said earlier on. But with every challenge that I have come into, it's also been a learning opportunity. It's been an opportunity for growth as well. And that's essentially how I take it. If I talk about barriers that I have imposed upon myself, sometimes I suffer from imposter syndrome. It's like, I can't believe, I feel as if, should I be in this space? And a recent example would be, I just came back from Cambridge last month, and I went for a workshop, a training of the trainers workshop. So I'm an MIT fellow of the Kuosharpa Center. And in this workshop were other fellows, MIT fellows, and people from Harvard. And I kid you not, even though I earned the right to be at that table, I was intimidated. I was intimidated. And I remember telling my husband, I don't think I belong here. I don't think I belong here, but I earned the position to be there. So that was a limitation or a barrier that I had placed upon myself. And it was that of fear. That, my goodness, these people are so articulate. These people can present their ideas in such a logical manner. I was fearful. And imposter syndrome is real, right? But you now then have to remind yourself of why you are where you are and how you have gotten to where you are. And I think by recounting that, I was able to feel better by the time the conference or the workshop was over. But those are just some of the realities that, I have faced. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure a few people also probably would feel the same way at some point in life and in business relating with other people and the position you feel. Maybe you find yourself, even within our community or ourselves here. And I'm hoping that we're able to get over it, to believe that you earn where you are, maybe where I am among these delectable women. I shouldn't feel small of myself. Also, I want to ask you something. I actually had to go through what Water Center. I had to, because I was curious. And I had to read up things like, oh, it repels heavy metals, it does this, it is phyto remediation, something, forgive me, people. I get inquisitive sometimes. Does it mean that if I purchase your rug, for example, if I can afford to do it, which I think is actually affordable, is it?
Absolutely. And like
Right.
I was telling the Vice Chair, Mrs. Ogunle, earlier on, I said very valuable. So we don't talk about expensive, we talk about the value that the product brings and the story behind the product.
Okay, so if I have the rug in my community, in my house, in my living room, are there benefits compared to the regular rugs that I have here? Are there benefits with reading? I haven't read what Water Hyacinth is.
Yes.
Can you brief us what the benefits could be?
Absolutely. So what you have, primary of they're all good benefits. So let me not place one above the other. But one of the benefits of having a natural fiber rug made from water hyacinth, made in Nigeria, the benefits of having it are, there's a ripple effect. The woman who harvested, or the women that were involved in the harvesting and weaving process, are deriving economic benefits from it. So by you purchasing this locally made product, environmentally friendly product, you're actually impacting lives. So it's not just a rug, but it's a rug that has economic and social impact on the makers that have put the product together. So that's on the economic and social side. But then you also look at the environmental benefits. So if we look at this rug here, with all due respect, it's a synthetic rug. So when it has, it's done, it's weathered and all, what's going to happen? We're throwing it in the landfill. It's not going to biodegrade. You come back tomorrow, a few years later, 100 years later, the rug will still be where it is. But if you use a water hyacinth rug, it's plant matter. So when it has finished its useful life, which is going to be a long time because it's a very durable fiber, you put it out there, it disintegrates and goes back into the environment that it came from. So it's good for people and it's good for the environment.
Wow. Wow. I also would like to ask you, with your level, with the story, the successes, how are you able to balance your business, your entrepreneurship with the lifestyle, with being a mom?
Okay, they can hear.
Forgive me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Okay, so I'm trying to say that how are you able to balance your entrepreneurship journey?
Yes.
With you being a mom, with being a mom and being everything that you are today? We want to know because some of us struggle.
Very good question. And I would start with, I don't think you will ever be able to have that place of balance, so to speak. It's how you manage those different facets of your business. And maybe I should even backtrack a little bit to when I started the journey.
Okay.
And I'll try to keep it brief. I actually became an entrepreneur at 40. So I had a corporate career, took a leap of faith, and decided, you know what, that I'm going to do something different. I wanted to do something that was impactful. And I was going to do it in Nigeria. So I was living in the US at the time, and then I came back to Nigeria, and that was in 2009, deciding that I wanted to do something that was very impactful and at the grassroots.
Now I came single. Not everybody can take that leap of faith. So I tell folks, you need to hear from God and make sure that it's the right choice for you. And just like Hegazi said, if you have a lot of dependents or people that are relying on you, you need to really think through that decision. I didn't take it lightly. At the time I made the decision, I was not married. I was single. So I had the flexibility and I was able to do it. So I came to Nigeria and focused on building this business from ground zero. And I did this for 9 years because I'll tell other ladies who think, oh, you know, I'm older, I'm not married, you know, are these, you know, we can come up with all kinds of excuses. And then I think our environment as well, the cultural expectations might be, you know, there's certain expectations, right? In my case, I was very fortunate. My parents never put any pressure on me that I was not married and I couldn't do X, Y, Z. If anything, it was like you could do everything. So I started the business, ran the business, and I got married at 49. Yes, I got married at 49, but I continued doing what I believe I was called to do, right? And at the appointed time, I met my husband, who happens to be an entrepreneur, right? So both of us being entrepreneurs, and he founded his business. So when we talk about life balance, right, he understands what it means to be an entrepreneur and to grow a business, right? So we accommodate each other in that way, and I'm able to share things that are going on within my space, and he likewise, and we're able to advise one another. I think it's more of him advising me because he has a longer track record than I do in this business. So we come from a place of understanding that sometimes the business pressures are going to be very intense, and you may not be as focused on the home front as you would desire to be. But we need to extend grace to one another, understanding that it's not going to be a permanent situation. And I think for me, it's just understanding each other. You know, if you're married and you have a family, it's just understanding that, you know, there are times that things would be a bit intense and you won't be able to give 100% on the home front the way you would like to. And then, you know, just being very committed on both sides. So committed to family as well as being committed to your business as well. And I think it's doable. I think it's very, very doable, but it takes a lot of grace, it takes patience, it takes commitment, and it takes diligence as well.
Thank you. So what message would you like to leave our women with?
All right, so I think the key messages have already been shared, starting from Dr. Ibukun Awoshika, a woman who I admire quite greatly and met, in Wimbis back in 2011. So, she's spoken, Dr. Moji Davids, as well as the panelists have spoken, the panelists as well have spoken about, breaking barriers and expanding frontiers. There are no barriers apart from the barriers that we impose upon ourselves. And I think that is the message that I really would like to leave with us. So if you're thinking, I don't have capital, no, there's capital, right? Start with what you have and show yourself, prove yourself to be very diligent in what you're doing. And I believe the finances, when you apply for the right ones, would definitely be afforded to you. And thankfully, Mr. Osa has already told us about the different programs that are available at BOI. But I think it's just being committed and focused. I think a number of times that because we can multitask very well, there's that temptation to be distracted. But I think being focused is really what is going to set you apart and set you ahead as well. And being very diligent in what you have been called to do. I think that's it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I hope our women are able to grasp as much from what you have said so far. Thank you. And then I'd like for you to also...
We still like to. We'll take questions. So thank you so much, ma'am. Please remain seated. We'd like to take just 2 questions from the audience. Any question from our audience at all? Just 2. Number one. Second one, number two. Okay.
Sorry, I hope you don't mind if I sit, please. Thank you. I actually want to ask you, because if you're taking Hyacinth away from the waters, you are helping government. Because it's actually the responsibility of the government to remove that which is a menace. And what you are doing is so much that I wonder whether you've been able to reach out to the Lagos State government through the Ministry of Environment. If you have not, I think it's something that you should actually frontally do so that they can recognize the fact, because we all do so much for government and we're not recognized. Even though you are making money out of what you're doing, but there should be something, some form of support. Like at times you go there and the local government people will come and they start doing so and so and so. I don't know whether you've been able to reach out to the Lagos State government.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam, for the comment. Indeed, we are partners with the Lagos State Waterways Authority. So talking about collaborations, nobody is a silo, just like Dr. Awoshika said, doing things individually will not help you to scale and reach, have more reach. So we're partners with Lagos State Waterways Authority and have been for several years. In fact, our office, we have an office that's actually within Laswa Yard. And through that partnership, we've been able to reach different communities, coastal communities across Lagos, to sensitize them and also to train them on how to use this abundant resource, which we have been blessed with in our waterways. So yes, we do have a partnership with government. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for sharing your experience. I'm just curious. A computer science graduate turned into a social entrepreneur. What was the spark that make you start thinking of converting water hyacinth to all these wonderful products? You're not a chemist. If you were a chemist, I would have said maybe it's the chemistry of it or something that stimulated it. So I'm just curious, how did you get the idea that I can do this thing and then go for it?
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Odunaya. You're right. So I have a tech background and here I am within the creative space. How did that transition happen? When I returned back to Nigeria in 2009, I started doing some consulting in waste management. So I was looking at, waste recovery and utilization. So that was my focus, and it was on municipal solid waste. And because I was in that mindset of waste recovery and utilization, when I came to Lagos from Ibadan, where I was based, it happened to be the high infestation season. So I was on the Third Mainland Bridge, saw water hyacinth that had covered the waters and then boats that were hemmed in. And of course, that got me thinking that these boats should be out on the water plying. The water should be clear. So what can we do to make this a win-win situation for the riparian and riverine communities that depend on the lagoon for their livelihoods? And what can we do to ensure that the waterways is free from this impediment? It was an idea, a thought that came to mind. And with that came research. What are the possibilities? What are the solutions? What can we do? How can we transform this? And that's how I zeroed in on the handmade items, because I was looking at an opportunity whereby the communities themselves would be involved in the transformation process. And along the way, like you said, I'm not a chemist, but I can carry out a conversation related to chemistry because of all the research and the experience, the hands-on experience that I've had over the years with the material. And then the other thing that I just wanted to quickly add on to that. So it does not just stop with water hyacinth. The experience that we've gotten or have gotten through working with water hyacinth has now translated to agricultural residues. So we're looking at agricultural waste from farms, banana fiber, So banana fiber, coconut shells, and the likes are things that we actually work with and transform into products like this for the home. And then also into soil amendments. So we create biochar from these natural organic matter, which is good for, improving the quality of our soil and helping our farmers to grow their crops better.
Wow, thank you. Thank you. Can people reach out to you? Perhaps they want some of this product or maybe on order or to purchase?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So we leverage technology quite a bit, and we also have retail stores. So we have one at Falomo Square, which is at number 1 Alfred Riwane Road. So it's in the strip mall called Falomo Square. We have a unit there. And then we also have a unit in Lekki Phase 1 at Lekki Town Square. And it's our experiential center. So when you come into the space, you can actually see how water hyacinth products fit or can fit within your home environment, your living space, or within your office space as well. So I'll invite you to come to Lekki Town Square. And then we're also online. So we have our website. If you prefer to do your ordering online, we also have the ability to take orders online as well. So thank you very much for asking.
What's the name of the page online?
Okay, so the website is www.mitimeth.com. And then on Instagram, we're mitimeth.ng. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, since the chairperson says I should, who am I not to accept the question?
Sorry. I tell you, my darling.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
call her that because I remember when she started this thing in Ibadan, people were like, oh, what's she doing? You know? We all know that water hyacinth is, anyway, well done. I'm so proud of you. You've gone all over the world. And I hope this inspired other women. You see, in our craft sector, there are so many opportunities. And craft and environment are intrinsically linked. Some of our crafts are dying because we have overused the source. Thank God you have a source that is a nuisance. It comes anyway. I want to just ask you, are you aware that there is an Eco Fest coming up in Dakar from 30th of November to 7th of December this year? Eco Fest.
Eco Fest, all right.
Are you aware? Because we must get you exhibiting there. If you know anything about the ECOWAS sub-region, and I know you do, you know they come out with such beautiful things. But, often our people don't know about the opportunity to go and get that exposure. So I will talk to you.
Yes.
And let's make sure you get there.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you.
So we have come to the end of the fireside chat. Can we put another applause for her, please? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, very quickly, we would like to present the plaques of appreciation. I would like to bring up stage Mrs. Mabogunje once again. We're so sorry for bringing you up stage almost 100 times now. Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Mabogunje as she give the appreciation plaque to
Ladies, this is another of my favorite people. I'm thinking about today, and what strikes me, because a young lady in the back made a comment. She says, I'm looking at a lot of women in enterprise and entrepreneurship with decades of experience. What would you say to your younger self? How can you encourage me or advise me to be better at what I'm doing? I think something I want to emphasize today is that there's a lot of value in relationships. I'm looking at all the women that the women's group have brought up today. I think, but from Mrs. David, whom I know by reputation, I haven't actually met, I have 2 to 3 decades of experience with each of these women. And it's your ability to relate with people and actually see the potential that they have. And behave in the way that Shade Bembatumyong has just behaved today. And to say, you know what, you need to be in EcoFest, to open doors for other women, to advise other women, to make yourself available to other women. And you know what? You will be rewarded in what you want to do. I can assure you of that. And I can tell you that from experience. Because the doors that open for me, the opportunities I get, I really don't know how they come about. But I believe that it has something to do with the good that I do in the world and in women lifting up women. So in the spirit of women lifting up women, in the 14 years that Ache has been doing her business, if I when we met, you hadn't yet registered that business, Ken. I knew her in Ibadan when she started. I'm telling you that I saw her products and I was blown away. And I said to her, Ache, you're wasting time in Ibadan. These things have to come to Lagos. And I said to her, you need opportunities. And right now I'm talking to EDC, and there's something called the Goldman Sachs Foundation opportunity. I said, can I leave Ibadan? Leave this Ibadan and come and do this thing. You know, because you can see in front of you the things that can happen. Ache is hardworking. She's been amazing. She blows me away all the time. And let me tell you that it is unfortunate that the only products she can bring are the ones that can sit on top of a table. She does everything that you can even do with cane. She does everything for furniture, the chairs you're sitting on, tables, lamps, everything to tissue box. And with textile, that is just her latest experiment. And absolutely beautiful. So ladies, we're getting to the end of the year. You need to patronize Mitty Meth. I use her for souvenirs. When I have visitors from abroad, I take them and buy them her things. I use her things in my office, in my home. This is how we promote others, other entrepreneurs like us, and help to make them successful. Thank you so much. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the chair and the executive of the women's group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry and all the members of the LCCI to present you with this in honor of your accepting our invitation to be the Fire Chat speaker. It was fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Please, a round of applause for Mrs. Chenyo Idachaba. All right. Okay. We also have a plaque for Mrs. Anulua Lawa, our amiable moderator.
We've had another great moderator today, this afternoon, in the person of Mrs. Lawal. It gives me great pleasure to present to you on behalf of the chair, executive, and members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, this presentation, this plaque, recognizing your role as moderator during the fireside chat. Thank you very much for a great job done. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you can please one more picture together. Both. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Mrs. Achenyo. All right. Distinguished ladies and ladies, please, I think you deserve a round of applause for yourself for staying from the very beginning, picking in one or two ideas that has been shared today. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for supporting yourself and your fellow women. As we round off, I would like to make a very short announcement that we have exhibitors just at the lobby where you can pick up items. You can pick items from Crown Pasta. They have a lot of products. We also have extra large products there where you can visit. We also have quite a number of exhibitors out there you can patronize for the for this session. Right about now, I would like to bring up stage Mrs. Femi Ogun, the deputy chairperson for the women's group, as she gave the vote of thanks for today. Please, Mrs. Femi Ogun, can we please put our hands together? Can we have just one session, please? Mrs. Femi Ogun.
Thank you. Good afternoon, phenomenal women. Are we charged this afternoon? Are we fired up? Are we going to touch the sky? Do we believe in ourselves now? I'm not getting the response I need. If you have been in this room since 10 a.m., are you charged to touch the sky? Are you charged to do the unthinkable? Are you ready to break all the so-called barriers? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Again, I'd like to say good afternoon to everybody here. And I'd like to acknowledge the executives of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. First of all, I would like to acknowledge, though he has left, the biggest he for she in this room, our president. In absentia, I would like to say thank you very much, sir, for coming again and again and again. He's our Balogun Leyin Obinrin. The other time, we had a marketplace seminar, and one of us gave him the title of the Balogun of the Lagos Women Group. And since even before then, he has always been behind us, encouraging us, telling us to push to the sky. And any problem you have is there to solve it for you. Just go to him and he will tell you what you need to do to get it solved. Thank you very much, sir, for not getting tired about us and always ready to assist us. We appreciate your time and we appreciate your energy and the support all the time. I acknowledge our past president and our auntie in the house, always ready to push the girls up, telling us that we can do it, telling us to learn from what she has done and what she's doing. We appreciate you, ma. Honorable Mrs. Tokima Boguje. Thank you for always being there for us. Auntie Shade, thank you, ma. Thank you very much for all you do for us. Thank you for encouraging the young ones. Thank you for telling us that, yes, in your days, this society was done. Things have changed. You can do it better. Go ahead and do it better. Thank you very much, ma. Yeah, despite the fact that you're not too healthy right now, you made it. All because you want to support us. Thank you very much, ma. We appreciate you. We appreciate all you do for us. Now to the amazing panel of panelists, to the moderator, to the fire chat speaker, and the two moderators. I don't think there's anybody here that will have wished he or she will be elsewhere today. This is actually the best day, the best place to be today. This is actually the best place to be this moment, because I believe that we have all learned a whole lot today. Please, I charge you to put them into practice so that when we come back again next year, because this is our flagship program, we do it around this time every year. Let's have testimonies. Let's have things we've been able to achieve. Let's have things we've been able to do based on all we had today. The extra large, super extra large woman. I mean, we've had series of stories, so many inspiring stories today, that whoever has any barrier, no matter how tiny in his or her mind, should just know that it is man-made and she's going to jettison it. Let's conquer our barriers. Once we conquer our barriers, we'll touch the sky. Do we agree? To our sponsors, what can I say but to say thank you? Thank you very much for your commitment to LCCI Women Group. Thank you for your moral support, financial support. Thank you for your moral and financial support and telling us that it is doable, that you are behind us. We should go ahead and do what we know how to do best, that you're supporting us. We appreciate you. Mr. Barrow from BOI, we were with you last week. You told us all you can do with us, all the magical things you can do with us. And you came in today to repeat some of them for the benefit of those that were not with you yet last week. We believe in it and we'll be coming to you. Some of us have already registered. Please treat us with a lot of smiles. Treat us with a lot of smiles. You told us at that meeting that you have already reduced those barriers for women to get exhibitors. Okay. Yes. Well, like I said, some of us have already applied. There and there, many of us applied. And many people from this room will also apply. When we come in, please let us be able to tell them next year that you did it, you said so, and we are doing it. And we've gone to you and you have made us all smile. We are ready to scale. Many of us thought that our barrier was is finance. We have been told today that all we need to do is just start. There's no limitation. Start from where you are, and other things will add up. Mr. Barrow said something to us that if you have, which one do you prefer? 10% of 1 million naira or 100% of 10 naira? I think we should think about that. Which one do you want? We all need to scale. If you are a businesswoman today, if you are an entrepreneur today, you don't want to stay on the same position. You want to scale. Let's think about scaling, and let's think about doing so many things that we have been told today. From Mrs. Our big sister, Mrs. Dr. Mrs. What's the name now? The keynote speaker, Ibuku Awoshika, who has always been with us, whether physically or online. She's always supported us, giving us nuggets of how we can do better than what we are doing now. We all know that she's a big and shining example. Let's emulate those that, like I told people today when I was sharing the post that people should come today to this symposium. I said, let us all come and learn from the masters. Have we learned from the masters today? Have we learned anything meaningful today? I charge you to put them into practice, because all this will have been wasted if you don't put them into practice. Thank you very much. Now to the exhibitors. Many of them are our members, many of them are not our members. But for you coming out all the time, we'll call you to exhibit your products, to make us look better, to make us look finer, and to eat good food. We say thank you. May your pockets never run dry. We pray that you always grow from strength to strength. And to all our members, no, before I go to all the members, because if the members did not support us, we won't be here. There's an ask. Please listen. This is very important. So don't tell me you didn't hear. Please listen. Please listen. You know, super extra large. She gave us some freebies today. Can we appreciate her again, please? Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, madam. You continue to grow from strength to strength. I also learned that Crown Foods, Crown Flour has some freebies for us outside. Honestly, if you are making noise, write your name down, you won't take the freebie. Oh. So please listen. And there's a modality to that. So listen very well. There are freebies for all those that participated today from Crown Foods, Crown Flowers. Can you please appreciate them for me, please? Crown Flowers, we say thank you very much. We expect you next year. Now, to all the members of the Lagos Women Chamber of Commerce and Industry, my sisters, my mommies, my aunties, you always show up. Please give yourself 3 go-sars. Go, sir. Go, sir. Go, sir. Thank you for your financial commitment. Thank you for always being there for us. And thank you for always giving us ideas of how to do better. And I'm sure that we've not disappointed you today, and we pray that we never disappoint you. Please keep coming up with ideas that can make us do better. We are very welcome. You are very welcome to give us these ideas, and we'll always use them if they can scale up, if they can make us grow bigger. And on that note, no, before I go to that, I would like just to share a few nuggets that I want all of us to go on with those nuggets. Please listen, a few of them that we got from today. In case you were sleeping when the speaker was speaking, please take these few ones. We are not limited by barriers, was said by Mrs. Awoshika. We always be stronger together. We've talked about so many things about collaboration today. We always be stronger together. Don't ever forget that. Impossible is nothing, she says so. It's nothing, absolutely nothing. Remember that if you think you are faced with any barrier, tell yourself that impossible is nothing. Flowers. And before I finish, I think I've started. Okay, Crown Flowers, please, can you come over? We need to appreciate you for your gestures. Thank you very much. Representative of Crown Flowers, okay, she's here. Who is going to present? Miss Auntie Toki, please, ma'am. Honorable Mrs. Tokima Bogunje. The woman I admire so much. I know that's why I gave you, but I'm finishing.
All right, so on behalf of the chair and the executive committee of the Women's Group of the Lagos Chamber, and on behalf of the members of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we want to appreciate Crown Flour Mills. We have Ms. Kushi here representing the organization. Thank you very much for supporting us. And thank you so much for supporting our efforts, for sponsorship of our efforts. We really appreciate you. Without corporate sponsors like this supporting our efforts, we cannot achieve our objectives. So God bless you. Please give our regards to the management of Crown Flour Mills. We truly appreciate you. Thank you.
Please, as we leave this room, let's remember to keep lifting one another up, break limits, and boldly expand new frontiers together. Thank you very much for your time today. You are blessed.
Thank you, Ma. All right. Please, a round of applause for our deputy chairperson. A round of applause for her, please, for Mrs. Femi Ogun, our deputy chairperson for the women group. Ladies and ladies, the hour is now. The hour is now. The hour is now. We have come to the end of this program. And I think I have just one or two announcements, and I think everybody should listen. We have freebies. You know, when there is women, there has to be something free. It's like 5 and 6. We have freebies from Crown Flowers, not just Crown Flowers. We also have freebies from Extra Large Farms. Please do well to sit down, or you can walk directly to their stand and pick up your freebie. Please don't just come and leave. I've announced now. Sit down, you will get the freebie. There's food sampling from Extra Large Farms. Then there's also food sampling and freebies from Crown Premium Pasta. With that being said, I think we should all stand up as we take the national anthem for a close. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for being a very good audience, very warm. And we hope to see you next year. Media, the national anthem, please. Thank you. It's been a pleasure to be your MC for the day. I hope you enjoy the very best of the session. Okay, for the extra large food, please, you're advised to sit. They will bring it to your table, please. Please remain seated for the extra large freebies.
This is Lagos. Bold